Hello, and welcome back for more Borderlands D&D. We have finally escaped the tower. Last session, as I just described, we had ended up wrapping up the tower. Everybody finished their climb after the unfortunate loss of Alistair in the small ambush that was preceding the final elevator ride. In that brief moment, everybody was deciding what to do. The down below crew decided to finish up their bombs, wrap everything up, head up to the security room, get into the security room, try to shut off the anti-air defenses. Tanya busted into one side. Tanya and Nessa busted into the room. Tanya pulling off a very intimidating role and posture, causing most of the people to surrender. The handful that didn't surrender did surrender a few moments later when Barry decided to set off effectively 4 localized small nuclear explosions, estimating a large portion of the floor he was on and decimating a large portion of the floor that the crew up above was on. In these brief moments, they had to figure it out. Nessa spent that time shutting off the anti-air defenses and stealing as much data on Alistair as she could. After that, they made a mad dash to the exit to try and hop on the, I'm not sure what to call it besides basically aerial Humvee. Jumping in that and flying up to catch up with their allies as the building was going to explode shortly. In the meantime, the people up top had finished talking, making plans on what was going to happen, including giving Terry a different set of instructions to steal some shit and get ready to help out with carts and hopefully one kick him in the ass to get him out of the anesthetics injection. Unfortunately, the start of combat, as they got up top and found Murmur and Straunt exercising their, how should we put it, scientific curiosities on the 3 people you were there to rescue, did not kick off well as Crystal got bubbled and lifted off of the ground, and Bertram managed to dodge out of it, had to hide and get out of the way for a minute after a few moments of deliberation. In finishing getting Terry a game plan of what to do, Bertram stepped out and agreed to talk with Murmur. With Murmur and Bertram and Crystal all talking and negotiating for a short little bit on what to happen, on what was going to happen, what she wanted, why she was doing what she was doing, you guys did unfortunately find out that Nessa's bounty was not a result of what Murmur did. That was a result of Nessa's mother, apparently. The discussion continued on to a few more minutes before the zero finally hit on the bombs down below, detonating most of the lower floor and setting off all of the generators that were primed to chain and go off one after the other. Due to some very good rolls and high percentages, this meant the entire building was going to suffer a cataclysmic failure of structure. As a last-ditch thing in the last moments, before running to the wall, Bertram made a deal with Murmur to get the location of Gehenna with a time limit of 4 days. With that agreement there and unfortunate application of siren powers later, everybody was set on their merry way. The up-top crew barely managing to clear the building as it was starting to tilt and get up and away from it, so the crew coming up with the escape vehicle could see them, snag them, pull them in, where you did meet and get a very close proximity hug from Princess, who does like to cuddle, and you met our new individual, whose name is something I failed to write down for some reason in front of me.
Marius with a bunch of last names.
That. Before getting into the vehicle, trying to give a quick rundown of what happened with agreements to talk more later. All of you managed to fly out, retrieve all of your goods that you stashed, including your bot Turing. Gather up, find yourself a doctor to recover, have a brief call with Evans about what to do, some clarifications on what he will do depending on whether certain truths come to light or not, and an agreement to meet him. He set up a couple of tickets for a spacecraft to deliver you there in the morning. I believe the whole thing, everybody had a long rest, quite easily went through, there was no issues there. And we're going to pick up the morning of, I'm going to say about 2 hours before you're supposed to be at this port. Let's make it 3 hours before you're supposed to be at this port for your tickets to get wherever you need to go. Sorry, to get to Eden 6 specifically, not wherever you need to go.
I feel like our time
Everybody
at the
gonna
medical
be
doctor
kind of stumbling awake in different procedures. Oh my god, I almost forgot. Also, there was a very critical situation with Brewer, who had been infused with some siren-esque abilities, it seemed like. For Murmur, unfortunately, was going unstable, but through a joint effort of Crystal and Bertram, they managed to stabilize it and inject him with basically more, trying to hopefully, like, they could do 2 + 2 to get it under 4, but they didn't quite do that, but it worked out in the end. He's also still going to be unconscious.
I feel like our time at the medical place may be slightly important. Because I know that they were talking about doing scans of something, and, you know, those 3 are still conked the fuck out, and he's a mutant now, so, like...
Well, if we're picking up in the morning because everybody wanted their long rest, you always have a few hours where you have to be where you need to go. And the only one that I'm saying is going to be hard conked out still is Brewer, because of... He didn't just get some anesthetics, you know?
Barry wants to go and look. Wait, is Barry wake up?
Oh yeah, we'll start in the morning. Everybody can wake up as they wish.
Alright. Food, and then Barry wants to go and look on the EchoNet and see people's thoughts on the fact that we just took down the tower. If they know we did it, but...
Yeah, you can go out and get some food if you want.
Well, on the same day that there's a recording of a vault being opened, there's also a tower falling. With seemingly different people involved in each one, because we did have disguise.
Disguise.
At least from the recordings, anyway.
Do you remember that you guys had asked him to blur out your faces so nobody knows that you were directly involved with the vault?
Yes. Aside from 2 obvious sirens.
Correct. But that doesn't have a face for anything. You let people know anything.
That could be any siren.
Yeah.
Any 2 sirens.
With those same exact powers.
I'm not sure I used any of my siren powers in the Vault fight.
You mostly use just elemental attacks during the vault, which is part of your siren
I
powers.
stabbed them with sword. I didn't use elemental punches.
Yeah, but you had bonus action attacks and stuff that you also used to apply elemental effects.
I think you used one of your movement abilities.
I might have used one of the movement abilities when Vanessa got eaten, or I was preparing to. But I
we had a long
normally, or
something probably happened somewhere. You can check the vibe.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But your guys' faces were blurred out on that one to help obfuscate direct identity, as you had requested. But it's the morning up. Barry's going out to get breakfast. Dakin's in there getting patched up. He looks better than he did yesterday.
How do we get our disguises off?
It's just a, like, clip-off collar around your neck.
Okay.
Yeah, it's nothing fancy to get off. You can just unclip it and take it off.
And so it lives in the backpack forever.
No,
Exactly.
they're gonna fall apart. They were temporary.
Disintegrates as I go. Yes,
They're not
I'll
giving
save
you.
this
They're
later.
not giving you the best stuff.
It was really good, but it didn't last that long.
Nessa did not really sleep.
Nessa had fitful up and down sleep.
Matt,
Yeah.
I have an important question.
Okay.
So you know how there's 4 days, but like days on what scale?
Days on the
Because-
scale, days are still galactically going to run across a 24-hour cycle. Individual planets may have a different day-night cycle, but the galactic time period operates on a 24-hour period.
All right, Arik. So there you go. You have more of an hour count I guess.
Meh.
Alright, just wanted to clarify that up because, you know, on, like, Pandora,
Yes.
those days are long.
Understandable.
Follow Barry as he goes and does things at the house.
Fair.
I'm still
You guys are
exhausted
probably
level.
past Nessa just kind of haphazard awake and what do we say? Kind of like definitely in and out still with the little bit of the exhaustion kicking in and looking like a bit of a mess, it sounds like.
A
I'm
loose
already in the,
piece of hair is just fallen out of her bun and she's just sitting there braiding it.
I'm already in the
Oh,
kitchen
Nessa.
making coffee.
Good morning.
You two are out and
Barry's in
about.
a pretty good mood, actually. He's humming. Whistling.
Mary, what would you eat today if today was your last day on Earth?
Well, we aren't on Earth. I would
What
eat
would you
good
eat today if today was your last day alive?
food. Buffet style food and just all of it. Pick a variety.
Hmm.
Tanya's probably
Also-
just somewhere in the background sharpening blades.
Also, keep in mind, Nessa, what we just did to the last group of people who tried to go and take someone who we deemed under our protection. You're one of us. If your brother tries to do something like that, well, we'll go and do what we did to Gretchen then. We'll help you.
I don't know if I like that plan.
It's fine. We'll just. I probably should text.
Yeah,
That's
nothing
even very
says,
tempting.
oh, Nessa's so innocent, like her brother dying.
We don't necessarily have to kill him. I mean, he'd have to be pretty stupid to actually think you killed your uncle.
I'm gonna be tried for
He doesn't seem
murder.
that stupid. Barry
Yeah.
Blinks on trial? What's that?
That's when they put me against the wall and they shoot me in the back of the head.
Oh.
Guilty.
Yeah, don't worry. We'll help you fight against that.
Nah, that's the execution part.
We don't really do very many trials.
The bandits like to do it as a show.
Oh,
They're bad with words, though, and they mix a lot of things up usually, and they end up shooting everyone anyways. Sometimes they also end up shooting their own guys. A lot of times they end up shooting their own guys. Makes it easier to kill the rest of the camp, though.
most of the time that things go on trial in Eden, my family is the judge, jury, and executioner.
Firing squad?
And it's not usually really a trial, it's more of a,
Firing squad.
yeah.
And here I thought you didn't know too much about your family business. See? You know enough.
Well, we're kind of the only people who live on that planet, I think.
Marius, I feel like as someone like you would absolutely know they are nowhere near close to the only people who live on that planet.
Okay, but were the servants really people?
Touche.
Those aren't people, that's help.
That's help. That's the help. They have their own house.
They
Down
rank
the
a
way.
house? Are you sure they still don't have a hut?
I mean, compared to my house at the hut.
What's the weather like there? What are we expecting, temperature-wise?
Have you ever been to a swamp?
Tropical swamp.
I've never been to one of those. I hear they're awful.
Hot, humid, sticky, Giant bugs.
Do they taste good at least?
Well, I've never tried them, but we can figure that out, maybe. Do you normally partake in bugs?
Yeah, sometimes you gotta eat them in the wild.
Mm.
I did kind of live by myself out in the wild for multiple years.
Some insects have a surprisingly large amount of meat on them.
Also, it's weird. It's really weird that people are scared to eat bugs, but then they eat like crustaceans, like crabs and lobsters and stuff. When a lot of them are really
water
similar.
bugs.
You just
They're
have
just
to have a
water
lot
bugs.
of it. Pretty much, yeah. You just gotta have enough water to boil them.
I can't say I've ever had a crab. I've had a crawdad.
I don't think I've had one of those.
It's like a. I guess it is kind of like a. It is a crustacean.
Would you want crawdads for your last meal on planet?
My Uncle Wyatt used to make a real good crawdad stew. I think I'd want a crawdad stew. Too bad my Uncle Wyatt's dead and he can't make it.
So what do we have to say for your innocence?
I woke up in the middle of the night. My Uncle Wyatt took me out of bed, told me we gotta go now. We ran down to a vehicle. That's where I met Crystal. Hi, Crystal. And that next thing I know, he got shot, and that's all I know. So, not a lot to prove my innocence, if I'm being completely honest. That's mostly hearsay.
Any idea who was shooting at you, though?
No.
Probably the Ma. Well, Ma's man. She put a price on your head. She's probably her who started it up.
No. Matthew, do I know what kind of gun it would have been that was shooting?
You couldn't even see the person that was taking the shot, so your best guess is a longer form one, like an assault rifle or a sniper rifle.
But it sounded.
No,
Okay, so
it
to clarify there, it sounded like it was a bigger gun, not a smaller handgun.
Oh yes, the caliber that hit the uncle fucking splattered chunks. It was a bigger caliber.
It was,
And that rules out the mother's men. Why?
Well,
if
okay.
If it takes more than one shot, it's not a Jacobs.
Considering it was pretty far away, I'm assuming it was a sniper of some sort, and my mom was a pistol gal. So
I didn't say it was your Ma who did it correctly. I said it might have been your Ma's men.
My mom don't have men.
Could have just.
Well, I mean, she just put a bounty out for you, so I mean, that's pretty easy to change.
I mean, point being, I don't know who it was. So that doesn't do us any favors. I wish I could help more, but I don't know anything. Maybe Crystal knows something. She was the one that was hired.
I mean, hopefully she knows something, because I can't help you any.
I
didn't
can't
meet
help
you till you got
myself.
to Borderlands. Till you got to Pandora.
I can't help I'm gonna be killed.
No, you won't. If he tries, we'll just beat him up instead for you.
It won't be a try. If it's one shot, it's a Jacobs.
Barry goes over, pats her on the head. It'll be fine.
Nessa does not believe it will be fine. A little butterfly appears. Nessa does not believe it will be fine.
It'll be fine.
I mean, you can believe that all you want. But today might be my last day. It might be my last day in the gang, guys.
If it's your last day, it's probably all of ours.
I'm a dead
That might
girl
be last day.
walking.
It might be your last day with us anyways. If you do
What?
prove it wrong. Well, I mean, I'm not entirely sure your brother is all too approving of us. He might not want you to stay with us. Why don't you go back to
He's not my
doing what
boss.
you were doing? I mean,
I think he'll be
Debatable.
fine living here with us. We've been protecting her so far.
I can't really go anywhere because we need to get
bounty
that
off.
thing off of Bertram.
Well, yeah, but we gotta
Yeah,
go
but
there anyway. We're gotta go eat it anyways first to find out where the place is.
I mean, if Evans knows.
Which
Gotta
means we
tell
might be paying your mom a visit.
Oh,
Or your house head. Or your mansion, or wherever your dad is.
I don't know where my dad is.
So we might have to go find your mom to find your dad.
I love seeing Mama. Oh.
So, feelings on us maybe having to kill your family, yay or nay, try to knock them out? If it comes to fight?
I prefer you not kill my family.
Understandable. Some
You
of
know, if
our
given the
That's
opportunity.
might be a
some
bit
of
hard.
some of our equipment is not the best at not killing people. Or not.
Most of our equipment.
And Crystal could probably just punch him in the back of the head.
I mean, maybe.
Give him the movie Net chop.
Oh, yeah. I guess, yeah, the moral of my story is I don't know. I don't know how I'm gonna prove that I'm not a murderer.
I mean, he should probably be able to prove it himself. You don't really seem the type.
I mean, you don't know me.
Kind of stupid. I've known you how long now? I'd say
Not long
yes.
enough to know if I'm a murderer.
Cold-blooded murderer, you are not. Murderer, you are, yes. Cold-blooded,
She
no.
did just execute that sleeping guy on Oasis.
Yeah. But that don't count. It's just a bandit. Those aren't actual people.
They are actual people. That's fucked up
No,
for you
they're
to say, Barry.
Place his hand on her shoulder. No, they aren't. They're barely right sentient.
This is gonna raise her hand.
Yeah.
Yes.
Was Schmeat real people?
Debatable. Lister was real people. Smeat was more of an amalgamation of debatable sentience. Sapiens.
Oh.
Hi, Medina's
He
character
had
who's
feelings,
in
he
the
had
room, new Shmeat, and
emotions.
is nearby. How you feeling?
Don't think it actually still a bit too feral.
Schmeat was smarter than most bandits, though.
True, Smeat was smarter than bandits.
Schmeat was. Alistair was smart.
Alistair was smart,
He-
yes.
He was just trapped inside Schmeat's body.
Well, more like Smeat got put inside Alistair's body. But yeah,
Oh, have you looked at any of the stuff you got off the computer?
No, I haven't. I figured I'd wait until after we were not in a terrible situation to do that.
That's always.
so when haven't we been in it? Yes, when haven't we been in a terrible situation?
Gonna knock on the door. Lads and ladies, am I intruding on anything?
Hello? What'd he
Are
say?
you mocking me?
What was that?
Are you mocking me?
Not particularly. Do you want me to mock you?
I prefer you not. But am I intruding? I am
Not really.
the new one here.
No, just going over some short-term plans.
I might die today.
She's being very fatalistic.
Would you mind if I tagged along?
On my death?
Yeah.
I'd prefer to die alone.
On this,
Barry nods. Sure.
Did you have some relation with Alistair? It was very I kind of remember you saying something about it on the helicopter ride over, but it was kind of a bit hectic there.
yes, we go back some.
So, are you,
I owe him at least this.
you want Stratton Head too?
Yes, I do.
Revenge is as good a reason as any.
Do you
I
think
gotta kill
Scott
this.
survived the building falling?
Knowing that best is more than likely.
I mean, that's important.
Is Crystal or Bertram there?
Up to them.
Like Bertram's
I'm
there, right?
experiencing the
Bertram.
sleep of the dead, which is why I've made no comment.
Oh, I thought you said you were going over breakfast with him.
Extremely. Infuse someone else my energy again. I do not want to be awake.
Understandable.
It's easier the second time, but still exhausted.
Well, people that were actually there are still currently sleeping, so you can get the full story for them later of what happened actually up there. But yeah, sure, we're down for another person for Revenge Quest. We made friends with Barry's quest, with Barry's kind of thing, though.
I got my artifact.
This was more of recover. This was more of a get a stolen thing back than revenge.
I mean, he wasn't very rude about it. Well, it was a bit rude. But he wasn't too... wave his hand. Bad about it.
He just had to realize that you weren't a psycho trying to kill him, and you just wanted the thing back. Oh hey, can we fit going to talk to Neve at some point in our schedule?
Don't you want to drink him?
We're gonna talk to him first and see what happened. Then we'll find out if he needs to be stabbed a lot.
I mean, keep in mind he does have a bunch of associates about him.
Then he has snacks around.
I mean, I didn't really say one thing either way. I just said keep it in mind.
Juice boxes. Oh, hey, if you know,
we get to blow up more things, yes.
Oh, hey, if you know the Strahd situation, do you know Neve? Asking our new Irish friend here.
Again?
You know someone named Neve? Got ice powers. Or related things to it.
Shit. Was he riding with them long enough to know that name?
Roll an intelligence check. It'd be a history check technically, but I don't know if you have that actually.
He might have been different then. I know.
Nice.
So what's the Echonet say about the whole incident?
We'll do that after we finish the conversation. I don't want to split it that heavy in the middle of it.
Yeah, but it
You
seemed like
got
he
an
was
11.
scrambling to figure stuff out.
You gotta give him a second to roll. An 11, you probably wouldn't know Neve.
Can't say that I have. I traveled with Alistair, when I was a little younger. I didn't get to stay very long.
Well, maybe better you don't know him. No emotional attachments.
What's with this Neve character? What's the importance?
Maybe part of a group that killed my family a few years ago, so, gonna go see if anyone needs stabbing.
I see
However,
revenge
he
runs
seems-
deep with this crowd, huh?
He seems to have gone a bit more on the psycho side crowd, though, and I need to, go ask him some questions and see what his involvement was, and if there's any other names he can mention before I decide to stab him.
I can respect that.
And, to a degree, I understand soldiers' orders are soldiers' orders if they're under Anshin or the Lance. But I also got kind of buried under my family for a few days.
Explains so much.
Yeah. We've been having some grim topics this morning. Let's go lighten it up with breakfast.
Yay, breakfast.
Breakfast, Nessa?
Not really that hungry. But I should probably eat something.
I can bring you back a little something if you want.
Sure.
Look, keep eye on our sleepyheads over there.
She's gonna give her a little salute.
Just fix like one of the loose hairs on her head that she was messing with earlier, tucked behind her ear. There you go.
Thank you.
How to what Barry asked.
Indeed, indeed. So getting a look on the EchoNet, it's not going to be anything to find it because the real problem is there's going to be so many articles on it. Basically, scanning through all of it, it's this huge thing of this collapsed. Amounts of property damage that were occurring is in the phenomenally high amounts. Hundreds of people dead, injured, dying. Everybody in the building is in questionable status. Some of the animals survived the fall. Like some of the animals that were being experimented on survived the building collapse and are now loose in the city, or at least in the city district.
I hope the Ventworm lived.
The Thresher absolutely lived.
It now lives in
Basically,
the sewer.
you get the summary of like millions of dollars, and like honestly trillions of dollars in damage by the end of it all. Thousands of people dead or dying or injured on each category. They don't have a statement of who did it, just some corporate espionage occurred. There's no names or listed or any security thing listed. They said, unfortunately, in the midst of this, I guess at some point the network went down, meaning nothing was recording and no video evidence has been put forth as of yet.
DM, there's been a second tower.
I'm gonna hit you with the next one.
Deserved for that joke.
I can't say there won't be a next one, because we will likely blow up another tower in some game.
Most likely. But it's avoiding any real details on it as best you can. Most of these seem to be effectively be the fluff piece of, oh no, the tower fell.
With different videos, except they're all the same video from slightly different angles.
Basically, of people who were out just eating lunch, walking about, saw stuff was happening, a bunch of random echo videos. There's no good video footage.
Does anybody have video of the big boom? The outside?
Quite possibly. There's probably a couple that caught it when they were doing other stuff and it was in the background of their video.
The big boom probably got people like looking towards there.
Yeah, well,
question.
there's a lot more thing. There was a lot more recording after that fact, but you have a few where it'll be in the background of other people doing something.
We aren't the good guys anymore, Art.
Were you ever?
Look at me.
Not really,
Me
but
lean
we
on
weren't.
pictures of someone leaning against Anshin Tower, just explosion next to them.
Ah. Oh yeah, my hammer's
Interesting
recharged
question.
by then.
Oh, it was Bertram. Never mind.
I guess I'll worry about that later.
Dear, oh dear, oh dear. For some good food and drink.
Nessa, you see Terry mosey through, like, shirt off, chest look like every one of his ribs have been personally offended by existence with, like, a horrible dark mottled bruise across it, with, like, that ginger walk carefully. And you watch as he starts to make a thing of coffee, and it's like, you can watch and it's like, here's some coffee, and about a quarter of that cup is coffee, and then he just pulls out the bottle and dumps the rest of another alcohol bottle into his coffee to fill it up the rest of the way.
How about instead of brewing your coffee with water, you're gonna brew with the alcohol?
Matt, I had so much healing left over could I have passed around healing also to people before long rest?
Absolutely could have.
So he's like that.
He's still
after
gonna be
that.
sore as fuck. I'm just saying that he's not at any like actual impediment or negative status. It's just the remaining bruises and soreness.
Yeah. Hey, I gotta up that number. That's what I forgot to do. There we go. Look at this.
So there is that part.
So, Mister, your last name's hard to say.
Hannigan. Just call me Mac.
Ah, that works. So, Mac, aside from having your snuggly worm there, what kind of stuff you do?
Take jobs for the most part. Money. Afford nice clothes, suits, guns.
Gun for hire. Works for us.
As long as the pay is good.
We do vault stuff.
I'm not looking to get paid by you guys. I'm here because of what happened to Alice. I was following the Schmidt camp. But there was an instance. At first I thought it was funny, but then I heard him talk. I remembered my Philly voice, and I tried to find you. And I was hoping it wasn't him, but after catching up to you guys finally, found it was. I'm here. I want to finish what he started.
Speaking of money, don't we owe that one group a bunch of it? Do you think we're actually gonna pay them, or are we just gonna kill them to get rid of the debt?
I don't know. I wasn't there for the dealing.
Yeah, it's a bit heavy-handed. And they wanted a lot of money for that.
I feel like if we
And we
get
were
Nessa's family stuff back in line, they could probably do it.
I mean, they could, yeah. I was being in general. If you actually thought we would.
I don't know.
I mean, part of it's supposed to be paid with vault loot, but...
I mean, I gotta... I mean, if me or Crystal don't want the Radiant Sword thingies we got that time before, could always give them some of those.
Except for multiple vaults. It's a lot of money.
Like I said, wasn't there for the dealing. Don't know what all you guys think.
Yeah, I think you need to go and talk to Bertram. I think they have a lot better idea of the exactness of the price of this. Oh,
Paying off that
it was
bet,
200
maybe.
million deposit, 200 million in vault loot, and then 3 favors.
Well, her family can pay off the first part easy. The second part's really questionable because I have no idea what vault stuff sells for, and that's a really kind of rare market. So that could either be really fast or really slow. Depends what we find on selling stuff there. And for the favors, how about that? Might be up to you guys. See what the favors are.
To be honest, I don't really know. We'll see what happens. Interesting either way. Especially if it's supposed to be a little gang that we've just made this big deal with.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Whatever we're eating, Tawny will just stop for a moment of like eating some of the food and just kind of have the stare down at the plate for a moment and just being able to feel all the life around of just the kind of this doesn't quite hit the spot. I thought more things were gonna happen yesterday, but I didn't have to drink people.
Yeah.
So kind of feeling that itch. I don't really want to kill Nessa's family, but if we kill Nessa's family, I may accidentally eat them.
I mean, we could just go and find you some Random thug.
No,
Going nice and well fed.
no, we don't need to show that here around anywhere. Especially after what just happened. Maybe some random
to you.
thugs on Eden.
True.
I might be getting. Like I said, it's kind of weird to describe the kind of difference between the eating food hunger and the kind of the drain hunger. And I don't know, I might be getting kind of hangry soon if I don't get something.
Okay, so we're going to Eden Prime and we're finding you a random person to eat. Got it.
Reaction from Mac on any of this? I don't know if he's muted or here at the moment.
Sorry, I'm drinking. Second.
I said, was there any reaction on Mac's face or in general from hearing any of this?
What was the last little bit of it?
Tanya and Barry talking about going and finding some thug for Tanya to eat.
I have
In the case of not here, but maybe on Eden.
a thresher I feed.
Oh, hey! Well, we got a different way to dispose of bodies now, too.
Yeah.
Schmeat used to eat the old ones. Including the bones.
Yes, I did see some of those videos. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was the totem ever did the totem get put on video?
I think so.
No, it's kind of...
There's flesh totem.
Yes.
Matt,
Yes.
did the flesh totems get put on... Were the flesh totems at any point on the Schmeat cam?
That was before you guys did Schmeat Cam, I believe.
Re-rolling back the last few minutes. Gotcha.
I have seen
It's
some.
hard
I
to
did
know
see some
because
of
holy
Alice's
shit,
work.
it's been a minute.
I have seen some of Alice's work on the cams.
I picture that Bertram, Crystal, and what's his face? Brewer are all kind of just wrapped up together by the thresher.
Just in the house. No clipping
Just
through
on
the
the
floor.
thresher pile.
Oh, she's in the house.
You're in the thresher cuddle puddle.
Oh no, it's a puddle. That implies a certain amount of moisture.
The thresher's got to keep its skin moisturized. You
No,
guys,
threshers follow cat logic. They are not solid. They are liquid.
you guys are just in a
Oh, good.
in a
Dry
mucus.
liquid.
You guys are just covered in a mucus. All right, but we have wined. We have dined. Anything else while we're out?
People's reaction to the vault thing.
Digging into reactions for the vault, it's the same as the last time you guys checked. Still at the moment, there's a large number of people. Like a lot of people who are trying to say the video's doctored. There's some discussions happening on like what kind of creature that is and what could cause it, what it came from. There's a couple hardcore fans that are calling back for the return of the Vault Hunters in the more interesting times.
At the moment,
Part of it.
you've kind of upstaged yourself.
This is also, again, remember, you're asking for another check-in. It has been less than 24 hours.
It seems like it's been so long.
You see,
Just
we
as
did
that
our
friendly
own.
reminder.
We helped. You see, we actually helped Anshin with their own false flag operation to blow up their own base to cover up that a vault was opened.
Yep. Obviously, we're on Anshin's side here.
Remember, kids, when something big in the media happens, question the timing of it. But I guess that means coming back, bringing Nessa back a little to-go box.
Fair. What'd y'all end up wanting to get?
Full English breakfast.
Just beans on toast. Beans on toast, beans on toast, and beans on toast.
Jesus.
Ew.
15 boxes
Sorry,
beans
we're
on
out now.
toast.
Sorry, we're out of toast. You'll have to settle with just beans.
Ew, not that nastiness.
Just bring Nessa back a fucking styrofoam container of
Wrong
baked
with
beans.
beans? What's wrong
Love
with
me.
beans?
Love me some Bush's baked beans.
Beans on toast. Yuck.
And?
You know, I don't know about them on toast,
Give me
but
stance.
one of the kind of common things we do here is when we have like ham steaks, a lot of times we'll have some baked beans and then potato salad.
Fair. But anyways, back to, I guess, that bringing back food for everybody. No, just for Nessa, actually, I think is what you said.
Bacon,
Probably
eggs, and
bring-
pancakes.
We'll probably
Toast.
bring some back for everyone.
The American breakfast, I say, in air quotes, American.
American.
Hey, it might be real bacon on this planet.
Don't bet on too
Oh,
much.
do you mean those round ham crap?
No, that's Canadian. That's a different planet.
Good. Because the Canadians are all cannibals.
With their bagged milk.
Yep, you guys can return. Again, Bertram and Crystal can wake up whenever they wish. At this point, you guys have 2 hours until you have to be leaving. Or you have to be at that spot.
How far away is that spot?
Probably about 30 minutes.
Okay.
I think that's just the alarm clock. There's a certain amount of that's throughout the people over there.
Listen, you have the
I'm
comfort
gonna let you
of
sleep until you get up, I think.
you have the comfort of the body heat of Princess.
Oh, listen,
And
man,
all
when the
the
Thresher
slime.
introduces itself by saving your life.
Did we even see Princess before passing out?
Yes.
They helped with the net.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
no
you landed
promise.
on them.
They helped catch you.
And they secured you when they decided to start when they had to pull out some aerial maneuvers because you guys didn't have time to get to seats.
They are the best and most cuddly.
They are extremely cuddly.
See? If we had enough money and audience, we could make Thresher plushies.
Mm, 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 mm.
And then
Yeah,
and then
that's a
border,
copyright issue.
and then
Borderlands.
No, you see, you make them legally distinct.
Not
just
Texas
call-
plushies.
It won't work. We're calling them Threshers and the Borderlands title. They'll come for us.
They'll come for us.
No, legally distinct princess plushie.
It's just a word.
You'll come for our souls.
No Tex plushies. That's so rude. He's been here longer.
Oh yeah, Princess
It's made
is
out of
nicer.
metal.
Those,
See?
those ones might be harder
Tex
to
is
make.
so nice.
solid lead text paperweights.
Yeah. Think about it.
Solid tungsten. Do not throw it at people, it might kill them.
Stainless steel.
That's just a canon event.
Tungsten's
Murder weapon.
heavy.
It's your murder weapon of choice.
So, moving on from the plushies thing before we get fully off topic again. Back to everybody gathering up. Are you guys doing anything in particular, or are you guys just kind of waiting for everybody to wake up?
I wasn't aware we were ever on topic.
I'm
Just
emptying
gonna-
something a flask
gonna
of
start-
coffee.
Set a little timer, essentially about an hour before, to wake them up.
All right.
Now the less fucked up members may wake up of their own accord.
I was gonna say if it's moist like yours, it's gonna get.
I never said it was moist.
You said it was a puddle, and that implies.
Oh my
Yeah, the way
god!
the
Has
cat
nobody heard the
flies a
phrase "cuddle puddle" and not taken that as literally as possible?
You
It's
know
a
this.
puddle
Group.
the same way a cat is a puddle. It is a non-Newtonian liquid.
No,
What the
you
fuck
know
wanna
this
call
group, man.
I forgot
It probably
the pile.
It probably doesn't help that I gave the description of mucus earlier. Oh.
Cuddle puddle is just is a rhyming version of cuddle pile.
I don't know, Medina, does Princess produce mucus?
I'd hope not.
Threshers are not exceptionally mucusy.
Well, how did I get to the Earth then?
Do you really want to break down into the physics of how a fucking creature burrows at that speed?
Probably
Exactly.
the same as tremor physics. It's a collection of looser scale-like objects that are all in a certain direction so that it can flex and
Honestly, that's
I'm gonna
what I
go
was
with-
going to end up
I'm
going
gonna go with that one because that's probably what they're based off of.
That's honestly what I was going to go with if I had to
Science.
explain anything. Because it's an easy, ready-made explanation.
Go ahead and wake up. I'm
All right.
beginning to sleep.
An hour passes
They're
if nobody has
siren
anything.
adjacent.
The time
That's how
passes
they
until
actually
it's an hour until you have to be there.
Poke Crystal till she wakes up fully.
While you're poking Crystal, you look over and you'll notice that Lodi. Well, actually, you wouldn't recognize her as Lodi, but she's laying there fully awake, just bundled by a snoring Thresher, and just with the eyes of like, where the fuck am I?
Wave at her. Hey, yeah, we haven't explained anything to you guys yet. We got you out of the ancient place. Hang on, I'm trying to wake these guys up. They're, Bertram's here, Bertram and Crystal here, the ones that actually, like, saved you. So, whenever they wake up, poking Crystal, hey, Crystal, wake up. Hey, Crystal, wake up,
Crack
we gotta
open the
go.
eyelid, glare at you a bit.
Hey, we got an hour till we gotta go where we gotta go, and it takes a half hour to get there.
Princess.
Oh, are you calling for Princess like the breakfast toad?
Yep.
Everybody is violently dislodged from their sleeping position. As an entire Thresher, like, torpedoes through the open doorway and down towards, down towards where breakfast was promised.
I got up early because I make up breakfast.
Fair.
What they got?
Oh yeah, here I got breakfast for all you guys too.
I guess. I mean, I'm getting up now. What do you want? What did you say?
Well, we got about an hour to get where we need to go, and it takes a half hour. But also, the people you saved kind of would like an explanation of what all happened. Yeah, I figured you and Bertram would give the best explanation. Also, just looks at Bertram, who might be still face down on the ground.
See, Dad?
Hey, you okay? Well, Lodi's awake. You want to talk to Lodi?
They're trying to
kinda-
move.
Just kind of grab Bertram by the legs and just kind of drag him across the floor over next to her. There you go.
Well, that's actually awful situation.
Got your friends back, okay? Also, like I just told to Crystal, I don't know if you heard, but we got like an hour, and it takes a half hour to get there.
So if I have an hour to sleep.
Should probably eat some.
You don't want to arrive at the ship late. Gotta take off without us. Might be people who are might be upset that we didn't show up on time when we were told to show up on time.
So, is this awkward for you guys also, kind of, if you were like ex-Lance or whatever, for Anshin, and now you're kind of with the people that you were supposed to be sent to kill? Or capture, I don't know.
You know, we were excellent.
They might still be Lance, actually. Just ex-Ansem.
Anyways, poke Bertram.
Yeah.
Do the thing you do and explain.
I'm currently
Unless you wanna
trying
wait
to
till-
figure it out why it feels like I'm either melting or freezing. And I don't like it.
Understandable. You did the thingy with Crystal to that guy.
Oh, you did the thingy with that guy with Crystal? Man, that's so
Very.
not suggestive at all.
Anyways, oh hey, are you we're going to Eden. You guys coming with us? Addressing Lodi.
What? Why would we come with? Oh,
Well, Anshin probably has you on a kill list or a capture list. I probably won't take you back.
I don't work for Anshin.
But they still might have you on a kill list. Because the Lance was under Anshin, weren't they?
They're not under Anshin. They're contracted by Anshin.
It is a bit different.
Well, if you're staying here, I guess that means we could leave your friend with you.
I've also
That being
been
said,
working with a siren that seems to have some manipulative powers, to say the least. Things are not kosher,
What's kosher?
prepared in a clean
Sure.
way.
I feel like that's an understatement for the moment.
But some of the weirdness that the Lance may have been experiencing may be due to individuals being forced to do the weirdness. As I believe I currently am. Stopped most of you from being horrifically mutated, and we just barely managed to save Brewer. But hey, you're all okay.
Oh yeah, Anshin's headquarters got blown up.
Oh yeah, speaking of when you guys say that, and you guys all kind of look over that direction, Brewer's purple.
Oh, fuck.
Hey, that's new.
Like iridium purple or
His skin's purple.
Barry's going to very specifically not go near that side to the room. That looks
Poke 'em.
threatening.
Poke him.
It poking an arm.
Well, he's not an iridium brick. Might be radioactive like them, though.
Well, then lick them. See if it
Yeah.
reacts like the walls of the vault did.
That might kill him. And I was trying not to do that.
I didn't say eat him. Feel
You
for
know-
the
Sometimes
Okay.
sometimes between that stuff, it just happens. So if I do that, it might auto-activate, and it might kill him. I
fair.
almost killed him yesterday, but so I had to stop.
Gooches away,
Is that why he's purple?
begins unsteadily getting to feet, and then helping others up.
He might be purple from whatever Bertram Crypto did. Anyways, we're going to Eden in like within the hour. So, up to you if you're coming with us or not.
No hard feelings either way.
I'd like to request you not try and come after us again in a harmful manner.
Don't think we're going to Eden with you. First of all, I have no reason to go with you to Eden. Second of all, he's not awake. And from the sounds of it, he's pretty messed up. So that's going to take a priority.
Yeah, I figured we'd just leave him here with you. for
Third
the
of all,
rest
I have been kidnapped twice in the last 24 hours, and I am this fucking close to losing it.
It's not kidnapping, we're giving you a choice.
It was a rescue, and you can leave at any time you want. That's the difference.
That does not mean I was not taken against my will to another location that was not a goal of mine.
Anyways, Bertram saved you, and he saved you from them, but he also kind of saved you guys from us, I guess, in a roundabout way. So, yeah, you guys are free to do what you want, just, yeah. Looks at EchoNet timer for just, like, before we have to, like, get Crystal up.
I'm waking up.
Oh, they're all waking up after Princess's violent upheaval of everybody. The only person who might still be sleeping is Hoyle. And that's a big might.
I'm in the process of helping people up.
Alright, I'm
Okay,
gonna give
just
you
purple.
5 minutes to fucking explain. Lodi, this is Lodi to you, Bertram.
I have a particular place you want me to start?
Alright, let's start with the fact of why I
Does you think
She just kind of like
5 minutes?
froze it.
Do I need to
For
give
a
you a
moment, I was
timer
just
for that
thinking.
statement? Ow, it hurts to laugh.
Just start.
Okay, immediate situation. Received information that Anshin was going to go mutate and do whatever the hell it is they want to you guys, having seen what that does to people, especially our companion who sadly lost their life in the rest. I wasn't willing to let them do that to all. And thankfully my friends here were willing to assist with that. We didn't quite make it in time to prevent everything from happening, but for the most part, everyone seems to have gotten out alive and okay, save Brewer, for which I'm sorry.
They're still alive, at least.
You watch as she's taking like deep breaths, like the kind when you're trying to like forcefully calm yourself down. Because this isn't a great situation, in fairness.
In my time away, since leaving you guys, I've been finding more and more instances of Anshin CEO being both a siren and able to forcefully control people. Which I have reason to believe, given how difficult it's been to access their records, they're utilizing to maintain greater control over landspeople and send them into situations that they shouldn't be in, even by mercenary standards. For what it's worth, just to share the information.
Okay. So first, thank you for the help avoiding the mutations thing. Especially looking at Brewer and seeing what he looks like is happening to him at the moment.
No question, if
Second.
cutting his arm off would have been better.
Any tangible evidence of the situation of manipulation?
We have no recordings, but my head might explode in a few days. So that's cool.
I'm going to assume that's not a metaphor.
No, it's not. I had
She did a
to
siren thingy.
make a deal with her to get you out of there. And
Damn
if
it,
such a
Max.
thing is happening with me, it's not crazy to think it's happening elsewhere too.
Okay. That's peachy.
Anything else I can help explain? To the best of my ability.
What? Why try such a, like, short-term join the company just to bail within a week?
I didn't really want to, but the handler was going to take me earlier. I overheard it one night. They were on a phone call.
Roll a persuasion check for me.
Okay.
It's kind of like for the collective up until this point, everything kind of bullshit that's been happening to her.
Any modifier due to the whole shit, or just factored into the DC?
I'll knock down the DC
Alright.
a bit. That's fair.
23
Situation's kind of fucked. What are we looking like?
total. 23 total.
Oh, 23 total. Damn.
Plus 8.
Okay. No, that was just a +8.
The Illrigger only would take effect if it was below 8 on the die roll.
Correct.
Didn't it auto give you persuasion in one of the other ones, though?
It's an option. I don't think it auto bubbles anything.
Anyways.
Okay. The handler, the dorky ass twig scientist that came with us.
Mm-hmm.
Do you just see the, like, a processing update in her brain that's going through? Okay. So I get why you bailed at least.
And if I bail instead of trying to convince you all, then it's more me being a psychopath than all of the training. Sorry, I couldn't bring myself to trust you all. But I hope I make it up to you.
If it makes you feel better, the rescue's a hell of a step in the right direction.
It still hurts.
I hope you're not offended by the fact that I'm going to say we're not going to travel with you. I don't trust you yet on that level. After everything.
I don't blame you.
But I will see what we can do about the potential manipulations, if there's any evidence there.
Just step carefully. I don't want to think about what they have access to.
Well, I guess we'll start to seeing what everybody's reaction to all of this situation is going to be. Shit. Anything you can tell me about Brewer's condition?
If I had to guess, I'd say it's a different variation of what happened with me and why they were going to use me in their experimentation. It looks like Ancient Siren started to do something to him, but it went wrong either because they were doing so at the time of our breaking you out, or they're just bad at it. And then the other two did something, and I think I acted as a buffer to keep him alive. I have no idea what's going to happen with him, but I can only assume it's... I have no magical thing that I can showcase, but I'll do little squiggly fingers.
Little squiggly fingers happen. Okay, so we can't go back until he wakes up then, because he needs to be able to defend himself if that's the case. Shit got fucked real fast. How did you even know we were going to be there?
Brewer sent me a video. He responded whenever I asked for everybody to try to maintain contact in some way. He was in trouble. So, once we figured out where they were...
Well, for all of his assholeness, at least he did that.
He's got a good heart. Somewhere beneath all those...
I'm aware, but it's covered in about 18 layers of cigar smoke and 3 more layers of bullymong smut.
I wasn't gonna say it, but I know. Shit still haunts me sometimes.
Okay. You build up a tolerance eventually.
Or you break.
With a, she says that with a slightly haunted look.
I'm returning a slightly haunted look, and in the backdrop of my soundtrack, you just hear distant hooting.
If I find anything, I'll let you know. But I guess one good turn to another, do watch out. They played through, they watched the recording with the Apollo fight. They're setting up things to deal with you. More personalized strategies to deal with you.
They had a lady trying to, I think was supposed to go up against me, because all my explosive did really bad against her.
From the
So I
Lance?
just kind of... Oh, no, but Ancient did as well. They also were starting to go and have stuff against us. So I just used
It
my...
was probably shared with them due to the contract and interests.
Just remember, you have other options. Like, I don't just have explosives. I could use corrosive, and my grenades cut people. Remember, we have options rather than just the normal stuff.
So I'm gonna move past that because that's horrifying sentences.
Surprisingly, one of the more tame, and that's one of the tame things we say.
But watch out for it. They're preparing how to take you on properly and personally. And next time it won't be Apollo who's a fucking idiot and rushed in. As scary as he is, he did just rush in like an idiot.
Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah.
Ooh.
Kind of terrifying.
Important question. You might know, actually. Is there a guy of Apollo status that you know of that worked with the Lance or within the Lance within the last 5 to 10 years-ish that also had a very acid-based theme or other elemental-based theme similar to him, as he had fire.
I'm going to ask you for a persuasion check because you're asking her to give up info on her company.
17.
Why?
Might have killed my family, so I need to go have a discussion. I already know about Neve. Took care of Apollo. Gotta talk with Neve before I decide to stab him or not.
Did you already stab him once before anyway?
Lodi's gonna cut a glance
It wasn't
across
for-
to you, Bertram, of like... She's extending a bit of trust in this moment of like a yay or nay on the answer in this moment. She's going to extend you that bit of trust.
Kind of grip my teeth in a, they're probably gonna try to kill him looking face, and then give her like a if you want to half shrug.
I'm willing to talk with people before violence happens.
The violence might still happen though,
There-
even if you do talk though.
Was a squad of 3 originally for the guardsmen, if you're talking about for Neve and Apollo. Yes, there was a third one who he left. They left a bad feeling on most people's skin when they met them. They used acidics, they used corrosives. And of the 3, they're the last one I would talk with.
Got a name for him? Or even a nickname. I can
I
work with
would
that, too.
I would have to check on it. I didn't bother myself with the guardsmen mostly, honestly.
Fair enough, pretty high up.
As
Not
far as
really
I know,
real-
they're still active, but they're not in the general mission pool.
They shunted them somewhere far away to keep them away from public eye, and only have them do
Apollo
important
and
things.
Neve, at least, were steadily active around the other troops.
Yeah, Neve became a bandit king, so I don't know what's going on over there. Say, go talk with him.
He defected.
And find out his involvement. Thank you for the information.
Of the three, Neve was always the most stable, if that helps any.
Apollo seemed more calm than him. That might have been due to the life of banditry, though, for Neve.
Don't let Apollo's golden boy face deceive you. He was fucking crazy.
I was kind of too busy being on fire and stabbing him to notice too much.
Takes a breath. He had a lack of care for the people around him in proximity.
I could see it.
And it's not even a check to need to know for you guys that that one was a very personal blow to her.
Does she have a visible burn somewhere on her?
Not something you can see offhand.
Understandable. She is probably mostly covered with whatever her gear was.
Their gear's probably lost to time. They just have whatever
Yeah.
it was. that-
Oh, yeah.
No, she is still stuck in the same thing you guys picked her up, which is the equivalent of biker shorts and a sports bra.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They just had the fucking be in a test tube gear, basically.
Like, I would say there are probably some, like, small burn scars, obviously, from dumb stuff that, like, different injuries and missions, but there's no, like, overarching larger burn scar that you would expect out of something like what Apollo was doing to you guys.
Yeah. Well, he's not alive to hurt anyone else anymore, aside from psychological lasting damage. But you can probably afford a therapist, maybe. Anyways, though, it's probably getting for us to time to go.
We'll actually end up 3 hours late. Oh no.
I'll try to keep in contact a bit more this time if something pops up. If
Okay,
nothing
fine.
else, you guys have earned a heads up.
Thumbs up.
Probably send you a heads up if we find anything out too. Then, if it's safe to even contact you at that time.
I appreciate that. Boyle, put the knife up. You can stop faking it.
Oh, by the way, like I said though, he might actually be radioactive to be around. So
Yeah, we'll see what we can do.
see if you can find a Geiger counter or something to sit there and go beep beep over him.
Wait, worst
Wonder
comes,
if
you can just go and wear one of those suits.
Wonder if you could cook an egg on him.
Don't you have somewhere to be, apparently?
Hey, Crystal.
Yeah, but it's somebody's family business, family drama, and that's
Hey, we gotta get the spaceport.
fun to go to.
Hey, Barry, can you pick her up?
Picture up.
You can walk on my own. You need be.
You've been picked up. Do you fight the
I will
being
take
picked
you
up?
to fix-
What was that?
Put me down.
I can't hear you.
Put me down.
Are
I
you
will
going to
take
actually
you.
get up?
Maybe.
All right, bye, new friends. Glad we didn't have to kill you.
Or is this guy staring at you? Are you actually ready to get up, or do you want to go sleep for another half hour?
You can sleep a half hour while Barry carries you.
No, I'm not doing that.
Hey, Nessa, we gotta go.
All right. Drops you back on the bed.
Nessa's gonna walk up to Crystal. I don't mean to alarm you, but my life might be on the line if you don't have a good defense on why I didn't kill my uncle. But you can go back to sleep for a little bit if you want to.
You didn't have any guns to shoot him?
Time to go.
That's absolutely had guns on her.
She's at Jacob's.
You know what? That makes sense. I'm sorry.
You guys actively got in a firefight as you were running from the murder scene.
Alright, I poured rocket fuel on somebody and set them on fire
You did.
by dropping a grenade.
Mm-hmm.
It's the only time I've ever used a grenade.
Yeah, that's fine. Just give them all to me.
But then my grenade mods are worthless.
You have grenade
You
mods?
have to use it anyways.
I have like 3 on me.
All right, but Barry's grenade bot is better.
Pretty sure I gave her my old buns.
No. I don't know where I don't.
Terry's in there trying to put on his shirt slowly.
Come on, Terry. Come on, Mac. We gotta go.
Turing is just hovering there ominously.
You too, of course.
I'll linger behind a little bit. Once everybody is actually
Alright.
leaving.
Sounds like they're wrapping up to head out. Some if you want a private moment.
Give Bertram the coordinate. Give Bertram the whatever name of the place we're going.
Fair.
Let's go.
All right, don't betray us. Okay, bye.
I have yet to betray anyone.
It's okay, that was probably them out the door, so they probably didn't get to hear that bit.
I'm still saying that under my breath.
It's okay. I'm just letting you know.
Statement remains.
As you can see, a well-adjusted and cohesive party I found myself with, huh?
Completely balanced.
Mhm.
Totally present.
But they do have a heart somewhere beneath the bloodshed. I'm kind of banking on it, if I'm being honest.
She just kind of shrugs, and it's like, not like we have any sense to judge people on violence.
Try to stay in contact. We'll be heading to Eden if I die in 4 days. We know what happened. I have a spare now, so here. And I'll give her my
What?
other helmet.
The old one?
Uh-huh.
Okay. What? Why is your head gonna explode in 4 days?
Whenever I played my last gambit to get you guys out of there, they shoved some sort of a agreement bubble thing toward me. Earlier, they caught Crystal in midair with one of those that she couldn't break through, and I've seen her punch through a wall. So, that's not good.
Just fucking sirens.
Well,
What do you need to do to get out of it?
apparently I need to give her the coordinates of Jacob's Gehenna thing. It also seems to be where the friend that died, they seem somewhat connected to it, or at least the elemental sorts in the land seem to have been. Alistair had some weird shit going on, and they all seem to know each other. They also seem to be all past Lance, so I don't really know what's up with that. Nessa hasn't shared information. I don't even know if I know that she picked up information, right?
You probably wouldn't have a chance to know. I don't think it got said. You got fucking rocked
I've been trying
as
to
soon
find
as you got into that place.
I've been trying to find stuff out for it, but I haven't found any real source yet.
If you find more than a first name to go off of, let me know. I'll see what I can send you on them.
Do imagine, though, that they're not going to be too happy about what's occurred, but I'm glad you're all okay.
For a given
Well.
definition, as she looks over
Yeah.
at Brewer.
Okay. Take care.
Take care. Try not to die. Hopefully in 4 days your head's not exploded. Do let me know if it doesn't.
We'll let you
I'll
know.
send
if it
something in
does. Oh, no,
5.
I'm in there.
Yep, this is just him.
Send something in 5, and then I head out.
And like I said, they're going to stay behind. They're waiting on Brewer to wake up, and then they'll probably head back, as she said. And everybody starts their way to the spaceport. Anything on the way for you guys?
Seeing if my new hat has any cool features, other than dark vision / infrared.
Fair. For the most part, this one just seems to be a once per day. A once per day you can see invisibility is effectively is what it's pulling from, but it is a form of thermal vision.
Okay.
Can I get Turing the
So
robot
you just
to
get that.
try to?
Oh, specifically free once per day as a bonus action.
Okay. I'm also gonna do the whole Blink of Turing, shift everything to an eye, blah blah. Same thing that the other setup had.
Yeah, you can do the whole sync up there, yeah.
Can I get Turing to? I try and see if Turing can go and decipher any of my scroll. Like, it probably won't be done in one setting, but I mean, can I see if it can even be done like that?
Could probably
Do you
do that
just
on the
kinda
flight
offer-
over.
You just kind of like offer the scroll to Turing, like, can you read this? And it just opens it up.
Like, no.
And it's just kind of looking at it. Turing's just kind of looking at it. And then it closes it up and it looks at you and it makes like fucking digital noises at you. You guys have gotten it most of the way through understanding commands and the galactic standards language. Speaking it, on the other hand,
It's a work in progress, okay? We've had like 2 days.
no, I
If
know
we're
you're
being
doing good.
generous.
You guys aren't doing too bad. You've had a couple of days, but it's just that's what I'm saying. It's not at the speaking point yet.
It is, however, probably better than most scholars.
You know, you have a valid point. But yeah. Unless anybody has something on there, it's quite easy to arrive at the spaceport.
After I shift into a more incognito form, like standard sentry thing again. Surveyor.
Okay.
That's what they're called.
Again, it wouldn't pass close inspection, but most people aren't doing that.
There's a difference between, it's a robot, and what the fucking alien.
Oh, absolutely. That's why I said it wouldn't pass close inspection, but most people aren't going to bother with that. And you guys are at the spot. Evan said that there would be enough tickets to handle whoever you needed.
About the entire spacecraft, didn't he?
And there is a desk if you wish to check in.
Check in.
Go ahead and do so. I have to ask this specifically. Who's coming forward to ask for this?
Not Barry.
Probably Tanya then.
Just walk up, somebody behind there. Good day.
Hi,
What
we
you
got a
here
reserved
for?
flight for our whole group.
All right. Under what name?
He didn't give us the name for us, but Evans Jacobs said he'd get us enough flights for all of us. To Eden.
She goes to type it in with that look of like, really? Then goes to type in the computer.
Probably under Nessa.
It looks at it a little weird. Do you have any form of identification on you?
Do I?
You would have a way of confirming it. Even if your account's frozen, for example, you still have it tied to the Jacobs fortune.
I can call him.
Card. Who's your credit card?
Nesta's just gonna like slip her ID.
Eyebrows were kind of raised before, and now they just kind of go up into the hairline, basically, as she runs it through. Okay. And is going to gesture, go down and look for Doc J.
Thank ya.
This is much faster than the other spaceport.
As they're just kind of like staring at their screen like, huh, I didn't expect this today. Because on the fortune level, this is like somebody making a commercial fucking ticket for like billionaire status. As you guys go down the way and head towards Dock J, the one as you get there is definitely significantly smaller than most of the crafts around it. It is in no way a cargo carrier. And as you all approach, there is somebody basically sitting outside, just standing and waiting, and honestly a well-maintained uniform, just keeping an eye out, scanning across the crowds. And as you guys approach, They just do a quick one over on all of you, and you just see they have that slight nod to themselves. And as you approach, she looks down and goes, "Ah, Miss Jacobs, I was told you'd be arriving." As
Do I
they
know
reach
this
down
person?
and start to directly, no,
Oh.
It's a servant.
but they start to open. They open the door, hit the buttons on the side, and open the door to the craft. If you and your compatriots wouldn't mind, we can then depart post haste.
Much nicer than the last one.
And if you guys are getting on, it is a much, much nicer one than last one.
Didn't the captain of the last one toss meat into the pit?
Yes, that did happen.
He also gave me a good clothing store.
No, she did give you a good clothing store. And then you'll gesture everybody on, and as you guys filter on, it is a very luxurious cabin. This is a pretty alright one. Everybody else, the amount of wealth in this room is more than you have probably made.
Listen, for some of us, that is not much at all. That is not that is not a high bar to beat.
Nope, but it is infinitely past that bar for you guys. Please do take your seats and let me know when you are ready to depart, and we will make our way to Eden.
Nessa's gonna take a seat.
Wow, it's
Ooh, do you know if
certainly
Evans is going to be there to greet us, or if we're going to go somewhere else first?
I am uncertain if Mr. Jacobs will be there himself. I was merely instructed to deliver you to a specific spaceport there.
Understandable.
But again, let me know when you are ready to depart. And this is above game. This is your guys' last minute chance to do anything before you head out. Because once
Well,
you
that
leave, it
sounds
will not
ominous.
take long to get there.
Quick, a shopping
That is-
episode.
Oh, Terry will actually pop up and hand Ike set 3 vials on the table. It's like, I didn't have time to get much when I was up there, but I got some.
Ooh. 3 random or just what you got?
These are 3 supreme healing vials.
Ooh.
They do 20d6 plus 20 healing.
Jesus.
That is what it
20d6 plus what?
20.
Yeah, 20d6 plus 20?
Yes.
So, 1 for Barry, 1 for Crystal, and 1 for Nessa. I say that because Barry gets shot the most. Nessa to keep her alive, and Crystal because she can run and inject anyone with it.
Fair point.
And what is it?
It is a supreme healing potion. 20d6 plus 20.
That's a lot.
It is a lot. It was stolen from the very top floor of Anshin.
Don't worry about the side effects.
You said
It's a minimum. It has
20d6?
Yes, plus 20. It has a range of 40 to 140, I believe.
It's got a range.
Yeah, 20d6 plus 20.
The healing
Oh, that
range,
can almost
not
heal
the...
me up to
The only
full.
control is 40 because
You-
1 for each
Okay,
side.
you said a range, and that made me think like attack roll, like you could range.
No,
heal,
it has it could heal
Yeah.
anywhere from 40 to
Yeah.
140.
Shove it in a
No,
crossbow,
you can
see what
just
happens.
throw. That'll post in 140 feet.
It's a
Yeah,
Terry
dark
might
gun.
be able to.
It's a dart gun. Thunk.
it's a dark gun.
Yes, it hasn't made it yet.
Those good healing
Then force
juices.
the berry and then just shoot him from a distance.
So how much alcohol is
Yeah.
Terry getting from the in-flight bar?
What alcohol?
Exactly. We took it all. Gone.
Kind of exactly. He's refilling his endless pockets of booze. What are you talking about? How much is he taking?
The answer is yes.
And ask for one.
Actually, very good. But Murius, you are probably the person here with the most expensive taste in alcohol due to interactions with the others I've seen so far. Is that a fair assumption on your part, or no? Medina.
Oh, sorry, me to come again.
Nope, you're good. As the character here who seems the most likely to drink a lot, I realized how that sounded after I said it, but it was more of Bertram and Crystal haven't really had much alcohol in the show yet.
I did say I was putting a flask in my... emptying a flask.
That was the other portion.
Earlier.
You seem like you probably have a decent taste in alcohol, and probably the expensive sides then if you really get a chance.
That's all he drinks.
You could probably recognize some of these bottles. Like, you watch as Terry, the pirate guy there, just pilfers like 2 bottles that together are probably worth like $8,000. And he hasn't even hit the top shelf yet. And he is just pilfering all of this if you wish a chance to steal any.
I see it going for the good stuff. But here's my taste. Take most expensive bottle I can.
Oh yeah, see this one he pulls off like the top, and you would notice his first one was just anything rum. This is my taste. And he's just putting them in pockets throughout his jacket.
Barry also grabs himself a bottle.
Fair.
Shoves some.
What? Is it just whiskey they have up here? What else do they have?
Oh, they have. Yes. If you want it, it's there.
Whiskey.
There's a flight attendant just staring at us, just like as we just pilfer everything.
No. They're just running past at the front.
Good rum, and here is your good one. Picking an expensive one of each.
Just gives you the nod of thank you and takes that one.
What else is your taste?
After this, it's whatever. Preferably something fruity, I guess. Fruity's pretty good.
Ah, yes, right here in the back.
Okay, so you guys are going to be going through the alcohol. Anything last minute from other people?
Would you describe Crystal as fruity?
That's up to Crystal.
Well, this is guava. Taste. Guava.
It's been a while
mango.
since this subplot's been brought back.
And coconuts. And
So there's just, I'm not going to do it offhand because A, I don't have a ton of alcohol knowledge, but this is basically going to be a back and forth of you and Terry going on what knowledge of what you drink and recommending each other stuff.
Alright, the expensive bottle, I'm gonna pour some of that into my flask.
Absolutely fair.
Because that is the exact one he drinks.
I feel like your expensive bottle that you drink regularly is like maybe on the lower mid shelves.
What are the size of these bottles,
Minus.
actually?
Oh, his personal flask is like expensive.
What?
His personal flask he filled up is the expensive one.
No, that wasn't a question. I mean, what's the size of these bottles of alcohol?
Probably,
Are they little airplane-sized ones, or?
Oh, these are like
No.
full-on bottles.
they would be. What is this bottle?
But
Pretty good.
alcohol is being pilfered. We have that part covered. It doesn't sound
Random?
like...
You're looking at
slight-
750 milliliter bottles.
I got a slight side tangent thing that I don't remember if Medina was on this flight as well, but one of our flights back from somewhere. I don't remember if you were with me on that flight or not. You might not have been, but There was an old guy. There was an old couple in front of me, and like they were ordering drinks constantly throughout the flight. But like the old guy had kind of like hit his maximum, but the wife kept ordering, and just like after the attendant would go away, he was giving all of her drinks to him.
Hmm.
God. No, I wasn't on the flight. The only flights I would remember was like 29 Palms.
I think it was on the way back from one of the 29 Palms
It was
ones.
either that or Key West, but did you go to...
No, I didn't go to Key West. I was banished to the desert.
All right.
Or
Key West
banished
flights. I don't think. No, I wasn't there with you in that one because you were the first squad there. We were the second.
Yeah.
Because as I got there, I remember I said you died, and then someone had. I think you were one of the few that had like a really bad nosebleed from the dry heat.
Yeah.
All right. Well, no dry heat here on the ship. And I don't know if anybody else has anything, so it sounds like it's time to take off.
We're gonna regret this.
If you guys want to give them the go ahead.
All clear.
Let's do it.
All right.
I figured they were pillaging while we were on the move.
Oh no, like I said, I specifically said, here's this chance to do stuff before you guys leave. And nobody told me you were ready to leave.
While they were pillaging, I kind of thought we were on our standard walk and talk procedure.
You're in the ship.
Fly and
Yeah.
talk procedure.
We would be there already.
Alright. You guys are taking off as they give them the go ahead. They go, alright, please sit down, everybody. And we'll basically get everything going. And you'll take off. It'll probably in total be about 30 minutes. Because they take off, they have to leave the planet's atmosphere. Just to get clear of it all nice and safe. Before it warps heavy and you guys suddenly find yourself in front of a large, heavily greened planet. There's no real oceans to speak of that you can see from here. It's mostly a lot of greenery. And when I say a lot of greenery, as you guys look out the window, like even here from orbit, you can make out individual trees because some of the trees are just that big. Stretching out over everything. A lot of you can see some stretches of water, but none of them would be, again, ocean size, just massive, shallow lakes that you can see going across it all. Heavy rain moving across steadily in some areas, or at least heavy cloud cover. It'd be probably harder to make out some more of the details there than from that after, besides that. Maybe you could actually you'd probably actually be able to tell, at least here, some as you're getting in, that there's a lot of high and lowland areas. And it's very, sudden shifts for a lot of it. As you guys are hovering up here, and Nessa, you can see out of it, I have a question for Nessa.
Mm-hmm.
How's she feeling being home for the first time? In a long time. For her.
You see Nessa just kind of shift around in her chair a little bit. She doesn't feel good. She feels nervous. Last time she was here, her uncle died.
Hey, Nessa.
Yeah.
We might not all be family by blood, but plenty of us think of you as extended family, and we're gonna do everything we can to protect you.
It's
We got
been a
your
while now since I've been home.
I'm not the best person to go over for going through emotional stuff, but just let us know if you need anything.
My suggestion would be to make some big explosions. You always made me feel better. Sure, I can help you.
I don't think I'm gonna explode things.
Each their own.
I don't know, that might be a very confident statement.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I guess we should be ready to body block stuff for Ness if it comes to it.
Yeah, probably.
As you guys continue to, they start to head down towards the planet.
Give Clay one more message contact to see if I say just a message, just to check. Just
Check what?
to see if not Clay, Bo.
Oh, from Bo? Okay.
Yeah.
You send Bo
Just
a
to see
message.
if there's any response. Just
You send him a message, and at least by the time you guys are landing, no answer.
all right.
And as you guys come down, you start to come down through like one of the heavier weather systems. As you guys land, it is definitely raining pretty heavy outside. Pinging off everything, and as you guys dock in this little like... As you guys are coming down to it, it is this small... I'm going to say small town. It's of a decent size, at least. Especially compared to Pandora, it would be comparable to things like Outlook or Keepsake. You dock near the edge where you pull up, where it's sitting on the edge of one of the highland areas. Down below is like heavy marsh water swamp kind of situation with these gnarled roots reaching forward, wrapping around through it all and up the cliff some. Some of the trees that are starting to grow out of the swamp are actually going up and giving like an overcast and shade for part of the town. It pulls, like I said, up next to it. It's not actually landing on anything. It's hovering next to this cliff runway. And the doors will open and a little like runway gangplank will pop out and latch on. And they'll get up and say, well, we have arrived. Unfortunately, this is the length of length of our trip together, it seems like. I do wish all of you, including you, Miss Jacobs, a wonderful day. And please do not hesitate to contact me for my services again. Happily to do so.
Have a nice day, ma'am.
Okay, have a nice day, Les.
As a director just fucking warp florps next to...
I would just say, they have kept a remarkably straight face for this gaggle fuck of a crew that has jumbled onto her ship.
Professionalism.
Yeah, you guys have arrived as you guys saunter off. Like I said, it's raining pretty decent. Coming down there. It's technically daytime here, but it's very dark due to the between the shade and the cloud cover. You guys look across, and there is a small, sprawling, like I said, sprawling town with like a rough town center. You can see a couple of different things, like building pop-ups. So you can obviously see, like, this guy over in the corner is more of like a garage setup. You can see somebody in the town square has like an awning with some tables under it, and people are there getting some food.
Wow. The air's like soup.
The air is like soup. That is fair. Despite it being a cloudy, no sun day, really being fairly dark, it is hot. To anybody not used to this, you're probably sweating immediately. Everybody coming from Pandora has now learned the difference between what low humidity and high humidity feels like, and it is It is not fun, guys.
As a person who's experienced both dry humidity, dry heat is so much nicer than wet heat.
Let's make it to
Barry
where the
looks
only
like he
thing you
might
have to
possibly
prevent
be
you from
dying.
overheating doesn't work. Hooray!
You just see Nessa's hair grow twice the size.
What the heck?
The frizz, like it fritzes out some.
Yeah.
Oh, that's neat.
Very importantly, before any of that, standing at the end of this little continued dockway in, with an umbrella out, jacket on, is Evans, looking still immaculate despite the mud, kind of like the mud ground around, and the rain coming down.
Give him a big smile and a wave.
Nessa's gonna like slowly walk up to him, arms out for a hug, but looking kind of scared of him at the same time.
Stick with her.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Also, for the length of this trip, Barry's just going to be in the bodyguard position. Just for Nessa.
You said persuasion?
Correct.
Oh. That's a 3.
I'm not going to say he's not cruel about anything at the moment, but there's also the fact that you do know this. Evans doesn't like being touched by people. As in, you've seen him refuse any kind of interaction, refuse hugs and interaction with your mother still, even.
Nessa's gonna put her arms down.
But he's not cruel about anything. It's just more of like that slight movement of his stuff where you can see he's just recoiling ever so slightly from contact.
A slight one-arm hug while holding the umbrella.
Nessa's gonna like put her arms back
He
and
does
like
that awkward pat on your shoulder, I guess, would probably be the closest to it.
she's gonna like cross her arms and act like she didn't try to hug him.
Not a hugger. What about a handshake? Tanya, hold out
I
her
don't
hand.
think he's really in the feeling to give a handshake right now. If he,
Tanya,
with
I
the
have
3
not done
and we've already set the precedent of how Nessa approached with a 3 and like
Yeah.
the slight awkward shoulder touch. I don't think he's gonna take the hand at the moment. He
Yeah.
doesn't do anything rude, like I said, about any of this. Just more of a
No, just Tanya there standing in the rain, smiling, handshake out, or hand out for a shake.
I'm glad to see you arrive safely.
Okay, we'll get there.
I know you hate me, but I'm happy to see you.
Why do you think I hate you?
Haven't you always hated me?
No, I don't believe I ever have. I've never had a reason to hate you. Even now, I'm withholding any kind of judgment or reaction until I know the truth of the situation. Have I truly been so cruel to you that you think I hate you?
No, I just assumed everybody kind of hated me.
I think you'll find that fact quite untrue.
Nessa's making a mental note. One person in her family does not hate her.
Shall we move this to somewhere with better weather?
That'd be nice.
And he'll just say, then, please follow me. And he'll lead you off a ways towards one of like the larger buildings set off the square. It's probably about a 3-story building. Walk in and immediately there's like the bustle of like, you hear like, this is like a bar of music. This is like the local hangout spot for a lot of stuff. And we'll immediately just start leading you up the stairs. You go up both flights of stairs, and you find yourself in the top room, which is immediately also way nicer than the lower ones. And we'll open a door and walk inside.
You know, you kind of had me worried. I thought you were gonna bring the twins along.
I promised you I would send the twins if I could not return in time. And I could. Unfortunately, there was not much to investigate at the space station that you directed me to.
Oh.
It was unfortunately mostly, well, burnt to the ground.
Well, yeah, that was, yeah.
Please, everyone, sit. Make yourself comfortable.
Nessa's gonna sit as far away from him as possible.
He won't he won't begrudge you or try to force you to sit anywhere near him. He'll simply find his seat that he has. You can tell it's probably one he's had prepared because just like a fresh plate of food is set there, still like steaming slightly with a drink next to it. He's going to sit down at that.
Nessa's
If you do wish for
eyeballing
any,
it.
if you do wish for any food, simply ask. We can have them bring some up.
I do have an immediate twinge upon being told to sit again, but probably find somewhere.
If it helps, his isn't a command tone. It is a neutral host tone.
It's like, here we go again.
Would you kindly?
No, would you kindly was stated. Yet.
At least it's not Chris Hansen.
Would any of you like food or drinks?
Nessa's gonna raise her hand.
Very that.
Still, you see, do that. What would you like?
Gumbo.
I believe we can do gumbo.
If Barry's gonna be next to her, Tanya will sit next to Evans.
Anybody else? Simply, he's going to basically pull out a small, like, little pad off the desk. Write down what you want. It'll be sent downstairs, and they'll bring it up to you post-haste.
Nessa's looking at Tanya, and she's gonna, like, shake her head.
This is the case of if he tries anything, she's right there to be able to fucking hack and slash.
Nessa's thinking that Tanya's trying to date Evans.
Meanwhile, I'm here just, alright, if he does not evade, I will attack many times. Immediately. Ooh. Nessa said something about crawdads.
I believe that is why she asked for the gumbo, then.
Can I suggest
I'll take one
we
of those
just,
two then, please.
Can I suggest we just get a large enough thing for the table? Call it a thing.
Absolutely, we can. And you'll just basically have a note, step up to the door. After a moment, hand it to somebody that you hear steps up outside, and he'll just they'll be up with it shortly.
Nessa's gonna whisper in
Excuse
bread.
me.
Of course, we're not savages.
Clap.
Whatever drinks you're bringing, no alcohol for me, please.
I did not ask for any alcohol. I figured it was best for all of us to have a clear head for this conversation.
I can't drink.
This is rude to smoke at the table. Damn. This is rude to smoke at this table.
Feel free.
I have
Just please
asthma.
smoke near the window. Ah.
Yeah.
Oh wait, that's something he would have known. I didn't know you were gonna go with that. I didn't know you were gonna go with that. Sorry. Then Evan's answer, because this is something he would have been known. It was like, would you please refrain from it while my sister is in the room?
Understood.
If you must step out into the balcony, it is shaded. You can leave the door open to participate still.
Yeah. Great, thank you.
So,
Dog?
we have everybody here present. It seems like you are all in relatively good condition, considering what your last 24 hours has been. Unless anybody wishes to correct me on that statement and needs medical attention, now would probably be the time to speak up.
Nessa's gonna look at Crystal.
Looking at Crystal.
Do you need medical attention?
I'm not hurt. I'm just tired.
You get a nod with people passing on, then I'd be like, so, allow me to clarify the situation from my point of view, and then we can go from there to try and find out what happened with you. Is that acceptable?
Yes.
So, starting with the night of your birthday party, we had a lovely dinner. Father announced a rather surprising turn of events that I was at least unaware of, and from my best understanding, most of us were unaware of.
I didn't know either.
You seemed just as surprised as us. We continue the party without much more of a issue brought forth after you went to bed. Everybody tended to linger around. I understand your social battery is much less than most people in our family. After you retreated to your room, discussions got a bit more heated between Mother and Father over the situation and who was supposed to take over the company. They eventually took it to the study where none of us were able to hear or participate in the conversation anymore. Later that night, we were woken up to the sound of gunfire. When we went to check and see what was occurring, you were no longer in your room, nor was Uncle Wyatt in his room. Proceeding to try and follow your footsteps the best we could, we found a spot where a vehicle had departed rather quickly and found Uncle Wyatt, we found Uncle Wyatt's body there. Looking like he had been hit with a very large caliber round. I did not have much time to follow farther than that, though, due to the heavy rainfall distorting the tracks that I could follow once you hit solid ground, and then once you hit a more solid patch of ground and we're not leaving tracks anymore longer. Proceeding on to try and figure out what was going on, things went sourly down at the house. Father retreated back to his study for a while after that. The next day, after getting the news of you being missing and Uncle being dead, Mother tried to play the consoling wife, and you disappeared off the radar for a short time before popping up a few days later. What? What, Dylan?
I
think his thing crapped out.
Yeah.
You good there?
Yeah, I can hear it now.
Okay. He said before, and then you disappeared and reappeared a few days later on a demolition derby stream on Pandora, of all places. When I discovered this, I attempted to locate you, traveling there myself. Unfortunately, by the time I arrived, you were no longer in the area, and most of the leads had died. It took a while longer before I caught up to you, following small little clips from people talking, videos, and eventually I believe you called it a Schmeat camp. For somebody who is live streaming a lot of their events, you are remarkably hard to catch up to.
We've been
Eventually,
on
I found all of you in Opportunity, where I saw you for a brief moment. However, I was waylaid by someone in a crane. He has a small, the smallest little tick of, annoyance in his voice at that one.
I eat my soup.
By the time I extricated myself from the building I found myself in, a very large mutated thresher seemed to have caused enough disturbance that I had to abandon the area, hoping that you found your way off. Thankfully, very shortly after you did, where I found a lot of expressed concern that you also have a recording going around of you fighting a royal guardsman. And he's just staring at Nessa with that, with like the "why would you do that" look.
Nessa's looking down the ground.
Like, this is the look that says, I know you're smarter than to do that. Why are you doing that?
Nessa's gonna look down at the ground, and then she's also gonna look up and like peer at everyone in the room, and then look back down as it's not my fault.
Tanya will raise her hand.
Would you like to add to the situation?
Mine and Crystal's fault on that one more so.
Mm-hmm.
He was hunting us.
We'll
Well,
get
more
back
so-
to the endangerment that is in a minute. After that, you proceeded to take a rest, and the next day, open a vault and fight its inhabitant, only to take a brief respite and ransack ancient towers before causing massive structural damage and collapsing it. Upon where you agreed to meet with me. Here. Now, I stated before, Nessa, I do not believe you are the type to do so. However, circumstances heavily leans towards you killing our uncle. There was no one else out there that I could find any traces of. There was just where you both went, in his body, and you were gone. I did go to investigate the spaceport you sent me towards, but most of it was burnt down, and the best I could get was a few clips of camera footage that was mostly corrupted. Now this is what I'm going to direct to you, and he's going to look over at Crystal, and from the little bit of footage, I'm going to assume you. Do you have anything recording, written, voice messagings, anything to dissuade that notion?
What about the letter that Uncle Wyatt gave Bo?
A letter?
No, Matthew, I'm asking you.
Oh, you're asking me above game?
Yeah.
Last you saw, you gave it to Bo. You did not read it, and you handed it over to Bo.
Uncle Wyatt gave me a letter to give to Bo when I reached his place. So Bo probably still has that letter that Wyatt gave him. I wasn't allowed to read it.
A letter from Uncle Wyatt to Bo.
Yes.
That would be an excellent start.
There's also the transaction of Uncle Wyatt hiring Crystal to take care of me.
He's going to look over to you and to what amount, so I know if I can match it to the expenditures I have found.
She's gonna look at Crystal.
I'm going to look at my notes. It was a relatively large amount.
I believe he gave you 2 payments of 5,000 before it stopped coming.
That may be accurate.
You would have the amount, if nothing else, at least, so you don't have to go back through your notes.
But
I won't force you to
yes,
dig
taking
through. It's
payments
something
of
Crystal would know.
this large-ish amount.
Yeah.
The importance of the statement is that you're telling the truth of whatever was given.
Will you give me the bank account that it was sent to so I can check that against the records?
Above table, but that's where your gambling money lives.
These are my gambling money list, and pretty sure it's handed to me in cash. From
Do you have any message
Oh.
that
Bo gave you some in
Nothing.
cash, but you did have some
You got-
given to you by Wyatt via transfer.
do you still have any of the messages that he sent that he contacted you with to originally contract you?
that was another question I was going to ask if he sent me a letter to contact me to say, "Hey, come take care of myself," or not.
No, unfortunately, he found you in there that night.
Let's see.
He was very much somebody in a bit of a rush.
But he found me in the bar
Yes.
that I happened to be in.
Yes, he literally went into the bar, scanned around to find somebody, basically sized up everybody and went you, and walked over to you.
Would there be camera footage at the bar?
So did you manage to find the bar that I stayed the night at prior to?
I did find the bar, the Twisted Roots, you believe you said, correct?
I believe it was. I know we had a conversation there, so perhaps the barkeep might have overheard or had
I
cameras
located
for
the
it.
bar and they mentioned him coming in that night, but not much more than that, unfortunately. The recollection of the events of that night were cloudy. I believe they were drinking.
That makes plenty of sense. I know I did tell one older dude that was there, and he gave me a room for the night.
That would likely be the barkeep that I was referring to.
Mhm.
I can
Alright.
recheck with him and see if he has records of a room on that night. Did you pay in cash or via transfer?
He just gave me the room.
That'll
He
be a lot
didn't
harder
ask me
to
that.
confirm. And at this point you hear the knock, knock, knock. And basically somebody will wheel in a big, like 5, probably like, what is they? Like 5-6 gallon pot of gumbo. With like the toasted buttered bread, there's some rice on the other side, you have all of this to fix it, and have what you want with it as it rolls it in, parks it near the table, a bunch of bowls stacked on the lower half of this cart, and they leave the room again.
Nessa's gonna scree, and she's gonna get up from her chair and make some gumbo.
So it seems our next course of action is finding Bo and retrieving a letter that he has in his possession. Have any of you heard from him?
I tried messaging him,
Yeah.
but he didn't respond. I also asked it.
I've been kept suspicious. We've not actually heard from him for a bit.
I asked
Despite-
Clay, and he said he couldn't have any contact.
Yeah.
Alright.
Do you know where he's gone? Like we heard.
I have not
something
seen
about
him
that.
since he was escorted from the premises for punching Aunt Catherine in the mouth.
Yeah.
Nessa's gonna
Not quite.
giggle.
Heard from him since then at
I have
all.
not. I saw him shortly after and not since. I believe he
Any
was
say of where?
going to meet up with his wife, however, I do not know. I have not seen him since.
It is this very stupid question, and I'm aware of it. But you said you found the tire tracks from when we escaped.
Where you took off, however, they disappeared very quickly over a number of ravines and jumps and more solid ground.
Right. We went to a spaceport where we took off to flee at the planet. Did you find that
Correct.
spaceport?
I did. It was mostly burnt to the ground and unfortunately yielded very little.
Did you find the owner of that spaceport?
I have not. It is currently mostly an unlisted, and it seems to have been a smuggler's port.
When we were there was someone just tied up in the corner, which I thought was strange at the time, but also we were being shot at. And I felt it was more pertinent to get Nessa out than to worry about whoever was tied up.
I would be inclined to agree with that.
Did you find any ammunition from hitting Uncle Wyatt?
I did not. Whatever hit him went through and out.
It sounded like a sniper rifle.
The caliber would lean towards that. Which, while it is not exactly a damning piece of evidence, it is unfortunate that you are inclined towards those in this moment.
Unfortunately for me.
But if she were to shoot him at a close range, would he have left a burn mark?
Probably didn't shoot him point blank with a sniper.
But it was a sniper rifle wound and tire
So-
track that was taken off from right next to him.
It's hard to build a case around circumstantial evidence and hearsay.
Ooh, can you use your name and send out a thingy for trying to find Bo?
I think that would be best not to do.
Okay. Yeah, don't need.
If I put my name behind anything, including anybody in my family that is disgruntled, that'll put out warnings that A, he's either missing, and they now know we know. He's missing, and they know he's probably in a situation where he is compromised. And any of the people on this planet that have less than good intentions towards him also know he's compromised. And I'm not sure if you know of Eden 6, but it is a bit of a backwater of hillbillies, hicks, smugglers, and criminals.
I haven't heard much about here, so no. Remember Bo
I have a
talked about
suggestion for you then.
big game hunting.
Probably there were many things on here and other lodges throughout the galaxy.
Suggestion, yes, though.
I have a recommendation for you then. I can go back to the manor, see what I can find on where he went, or any possibilities of links leads on that direction. And I can give you the last area I saw him at and see if you can find him during that. He gave me at least a area he was heading towards, however I did not see him since.
Sounds like start.
Oh! Hold on.
Yes.
Nessa's gonna bring out the gambit.
Oh.
Uncle Wyatt gave this to me. He gave it to Bo to give to me.
Of the gun.
Yes.
Table, hey, here's this dead guy's gun. Yes, it is of a caliber that would probably be enough to eviscerate him. Why do you ask?
You have his personal and customized firearm.
If she didn't think it would
Yeah.
help, she probably wouldn't have showed it.
I understand how you think that might help,
Yes.
but I want you to understand that it also looks like you took it from him.
Until we get Bo to say he's the one that had it to give it to you.
Wait,
And
did
that is why I'm
it
holding
come with a
off.
note?
I believe it came with a picture, not a note, in a case.
Can I show him the case and the picture?
You absolutely can. I'm trying to flip back to see exactly what it had. Sorry, that was a ways back, and I am trying to find that very specific note.
No, you're good.
But I believe it was the case, and it had a picture of Bo and the 3 siblings.
Possibly dumb question, but does Nessa recognize each of them?
Each of the siblings?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, make it sure.
No, you're fair. I get that.
Would Goose remember? Or be a viable witness? I believe he was around when she received the case.
No. Nessa got that in the privacy of a room.
Anything you've picked up on Pandora doesn't do much toward helping your case.
Oh, I did just mind Echo from the time before Pandora.
You did? I'm gonna look down at all of that and be like, wow. I haven't seen a picture of all of them in one spot in a long time.
It came in this case. It was the gambit inside the case and this picture.
Seems to me, the more people are saying, the more it becomes evident that the highest priority and possibly best lead would be figuring out where the hell Bo went.
Uh-huh.
I don't understand why Bo didn't tell you this before. Didn't you guys talk?
He was rather withdrawn talking to me on that sense. I have the distinct feeling he didn't fully trust me or the situation and why I was there.
I mean, to be fair, you did say you wanted to kill me, so...
Oh, I never said I blamed him for his reaction. It was quite reasonable in the face of what I informed him of. I did not hide my intentions. But yes, I believe at this case, as your friend stated, it is most prudent that we find Bo and hopefully find this letter.
I hope he put it somewhere I wouldn't get soggy.
That would be unfortunate if the elements did destroy it.
Seems pretty easy to do around here. Hey, how quick do bodies deteriorate here?
Fairly rapidly, given the wildlife and the environment.
Are there any kind of tracking animal or anything that'd be able to detect stuff through you, even all the rain and everything?
If you want something to find something hidden, your best bet is getting a jabber that is trained.
So, do you think we could get one of those and anything of Bo's to do the scent or whatever it needs?
Well, assuming that Nessa hasn't been too intimate with the case there, it probably still mainly smells of them. They had it in their possession for a while, right?
It's just been in my bag.
I was here to say, also having a case in your possession doesn't mean your scent would be on it much if it was, put up on a shelf or something.
Or holodecked?
Or holodecked.
Why don't we ask Clay to see if he has something of his dad's?
Because Clay is back on Pandora.
Oh, yeah. Wouldn't Bo be back on Pandora?
No, he came here.
Oh.
Got any artifacts of Bo's from that night that he got kicked out? Or anything of his kept around?
No, unfortunately, I believe he had most of his belongings on himself.
Like
I said, I can give you a location of where to start and go from there. and then I can see what I can find back at the manor.
Maybe we can find some torn cloth or something, and you think would that be enough for the jabber thingy?
Quite possibly, as long as it maintained his smell through everything.
Questionable with the rain.
And the fact that it's been a few days, but yes.
It's a start, though.
You're looking for a small town by the name of Tumbleweed. It is maybe a half day's walk from here, even faster if you drive.
Driving sounds nice.
Do any of you have any sort of way of procuring a vehicle?
Nessa's the one with the money,
I don't have any money anymore.
and that's locked.
I can find it. I can have 2 of them procured for you.
I figured it'd be nicer for you to procure one than us to do one. This isn't Pandora.
I can have 2 of them brought forward too for you. They'll be better suited for the mud and environment here, but please do not try to test them in deep waters. They are not meant for it.
Not all-terrain vehicle. Got it.
When you say deep water, how deep? Do you mean like above the
Don't
tires?
submerge the engine.
Okay.
He says that with the tone of someone who's dealt with that exact issue.
Hear that, Bertram?
Slightly back there.
Don't submerge the engine.
Ah.
He's a good driver. You saw him on TV.
I've been muted the entire time. Oh, well, it doesn't matter much.
Is there any twinge at that comment?
At which comment? Sorry.
Bertram's a good driver. He's been on TV.
You know, of all the things you guys have said, no, he's pretty fine with that one.
Of course, if there's 2 vehicles, someone's in the other one.
None of the vehicles large enough to carry all of you would be best suited for this environment.
I can drive if need be also.
It's not an excellent driver.
I don't know about cliffs over here, but you might end up in an ocean or lake or swamp or something.
Have I inspired so little confidence?
Yes.
I've made it out of every situation I've ever driven myself into. With my vehicle
Not
mostly
every-
intact.
Not every vehicle has.
Which one has it?
Crashed a spaceship. It was like the first thing that most of these people saw.
Okay, I wasn't driving the spaceship. I was just on the spaceship. Just like I didn't drive the bus or the pirate ship.
Man, we need to get some downtime to teach Nessa to drive.
I tried.
We need a nice open lot with nothing to run into.
I did good. I did good driving.
Ooh, Evans, how are you at driving?
I am proficient.
Maybe you two could practice driving together. And sit there either awkwardly or maybe try to find something to bond over.
Well, considering we are both going to different locations, I believe that would be counterintuitive.
I didn't mean now, I just meant later, when we have more time.
If you wish to learn to drive, I am more than willing to accommodate that.
Clay could probably teach you too.
You would teach me how to drive?
Assuming all of this goes well, yes, if you wish. You simply never expressed any desire for any such activities before.
I didn't want to go outside. Honestly, I still kind of don't.
Unfortunately, life has a way of putting us in positions we don't wish to be in. I would like to personally, I would like to resolve this quickly if we can. The longer we wait, the more any evidence that we could find or procure, or if anything is occurring, proceeds further. So unless any of you have anything additional you would like to add here, I will be on my way to see what I can find at the manor.
What's the day-night cycle of this planet?
Approximately along the galactic standard.
Okay, so we got about...
Matt says as he viciously Googles Eden 6 to double check that now that he's said that.
Yeah, I'm sure they thought of it. It's in there.
Alright, I can specify this. It is not seem to have a listed day-night cycle because it is a rotator moon around the gas giant Eden. That is why it is Eden 6. It is one of 6 moons. So there is no day-night cycle fully listed.
So you get to dictate it, which means might just be galactic standard.
We're just gonna go with galactic standards.
Alright, so assuming it's like, we got up early, I don't know, what time, what is it? We're having lunch, it's like what, noon, 1-ish?
Probably about noonish.
So what, we got like 7-8 hours of light?
Thereabouts. It's a little dark right now because of the rain, but if you leave out of the area, it might get brighter.
Okay, so we got about 7 hours to do stuff today before it gets dark. How far? And said it's about half an hour if we get someone to drive?
Half a day if someone walks, probably
Half a
closer to
day.
half an hour if somebody drives.
Alright, let's go get some vehicles, get us driven over there, you do your thingy, we'll do ours. Hopefully we can go find, what was the name of the thingy again we need to hire a tracker for?
Jabber.
That is something you'll have to find the jabber monkeys. The jabbers are quite adept at tracking things via scent, yes.
So we'll have to find a jabber monkey thing to track after even if we find some of his stuff to track in the first place.
Do you remember the town that I was sending you to?
Sitting there, just like sitting there for a moment, sucking a
Tumbleweed.
crawdad.
The
Just point-
silence.
No, just
Tumbleweed.
points at
Okay.
what Barry said.
I didn't catch berries the first time, but yes.
Yeah.
Yes, tumbleweed.
I would say probably just the sound of the crunchy shell being cracked and just chewing point at Barry.
Take your time, finish your lunch. I would ask that you not spend too long sitting and waiting, however, I will not rush anybody through their food. When you're ready, speak to the man at the bar down below. He will give you the keys to the vehicles. Any questions?
Thank you for lunch and also for paying for other things to try and help prove Nessus innocent. It's to you.
I have no desire to be proven. I have no desire to see my sister proven of that.
All right, well, Glad we didn't have to do any stabbing or shooting today. Well, we might have to later, but hopefully nothing gives us that.
You'll get up, and you'll start walking over. He'll stop in front of you, Nessa, and crouch down slightly. And again, he's not much of a touchy-feely guy, so there's no, like, reach out and hug, but he does reach out this time and just solidly, like, grip and give, like, that, try to give you that reassuring squeeze on your shoulder and be like, stay safe. No more guardsmen.
I might have an. Oh, he's whispering that, right?
He's saying it quietly to her. It's not like it's particularly hidden, it's just he's speaking directly to her.
Tanya looking at
Nessa's
Nessa.
gonna nod.
And he's going to hand back the picture that you gave to him. And then you'll just, nod and get up and continue out.
Nessa's gonna let out the breath she's been holding in.
How you feeling?
I don't think I'm gonna prove I'm innocent, guys.
No, we're gonna find Bo, and he's gonna make it okay.
And then
Unless
we won't
Bo
have to
got
murder half
caught.
your family.
We're gonna find Bo, and he's gonna make it okay. And
What
we're
if
gonna
someone
figure
already
it-
got Bo?
Nah, I don't think that happened. But if someone got Bo, we'll get them. And hopefully we'll be able to unget Bo.
We'll unget Bo.
And then we'll finish up the business we got here with your family and try to make everything right the best we can. Or your brother might just smooth all that out. Anyways, figure that stuff out once we get there. And then maybe we gotta find the thingy for Bertram so his head doesn't pop. I think Bertram would like that very much.
Mechanically
Do you
advantageous.
think if we killed the woman before, then that would stop that from happening?
Don't know.
I mean, I think I prefer to go and try that one than help her in any way.
Well, either way, we have to be able to get into contact with her to meet her to find her. Or get someone to find her so we
Yeah.
can find her.
Yeah, but one of those is helping her and the other is hurting her. She's very annoying.
It is also the case if we could always get the place and then jump her there.
Yeah, put a big trap there. Well, that's it. That's saying that she's actually going to come to that place and not just send people to there.
I think she'd want to go there. Because I think there's going to be a
She'd bring
thing.
an army with her, though.
Because I think if she's got a control-y power over people, she's going to want to go there and control whatever's there. Nessa, this soup is a different kind of spicy than the peppers on Pandora, and it's a nice flavor.
It's a very
It is
good last
pretty
meal,
good.
right?
But it doesn't have
Yeah.
to be your own.
Wonderful last meal.
It's not like they're cranking up the intensity on people trying to find you at the moment, Nessa. What you're dealing with now, you've
She's
been
here.
dealing with since at least you stepped out of your house that one day. It's just now you can see it all.
Might be people working for other members of our family here that might be reporting in, though, or spying around and looking around at stuff.
Think that hasn't been happening the entire time?
No, but we're right here, so
I guess we're
information
kind of
can
lucky
spread
they didn't
around.
poison
Use
the
their
gumbo.
I think we'll find that out in about
You
3 to 4
wouldn't do
hours.
that.
Well, he wouldn't. Doesn't mean that other people wouldn't.
My God, you're right.
I can fi-
Let the
I can fix
paranoia
that.
flow.
I can fix that if anyone feels poisoned in a while.
And we're all probably gonna feel a bit poisoned pretty soon, but that's less of a actual poison and more because I think it's a bit odd to the rest of us.
Anyways, go get a car and go find us. Oh,
We definitely gotta find a bow.
And soon
All
we'll
right.
head toward destination.
So I was going to ask if that was everything or not. I just don't want to cut people off.
Okay, off. Go off.
All right,
into our
everybody eats
destiny.
their massive fill out of the gallons and gallons of gumbo. Gets themselves nice and full, ready to go, heads downstairs. There's a fellow behind the bar that as you guys head downstairs, he makes eye contact, and you watch as he reaches down and starts to rummage beneath his counter for a second. And as you guys are approaching, he already has the set of keys ready for you. Outside, down towards the gates. As he holds them out.
thank you.
Just nods.
This is
Happy
nice
to help.
having people pay. It's nice having people pay for all of our stuff.
The power of money.
Isn't it fucking great? You don't
Yeah,
have to be concerned.
Superpower.
It's Batman's power.
Exactly.
Batman's power is super paranoia. And money.
Exactly.
He has both. Also, why is
Vehicle.
Winter going to end up dead alone?
But
Vehicle
yes.
hired. Bertram getting to
You can head
drive.
outside, walk down the way, and again, there are two vehicles. The tires are wider and seem ever so slightly flatter and a bit more balloon-ish than most of the tires you guys are used to on Pandora, but yeah. You are here and ready.
Now, before I get in the driver's seat, I am still a bit fucked up and kind of sort of feel like I still might die.
Should you be driving?
What? That's what I'm bringing to attention.
I can drive.
You know, I
if
just
you
say
want.
that.
Used to a bike, but I can do cars. I'm gonna call Clay real quick before we actually depart. I can do it while we're inspecting the vehicles.
Gotcha.
I'm a decent driver myself.
Call up Clay while doing a
Alright.
sort of a standard vehicle inspection.
Fair enough. All right. You give Clay a call while digging through all that.
Hey, Barry, you figure out who goes in what vehicle.
Me?
Yeah.
All right.
The gigantic thresher should probably go in one with the less people.
You could figure that out, and for while he's on the call, and then just give us the list at the end, I think.
Uh-huh.
So, I'll say,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
my
it
fault.
doesn't take too long for Clay to pick back up.
By
Yeah,
the
love-
way, Princess likes shotgun.
That's what you guys hear in the back as you're starting the call, I guess. You get a hello.
Hey Clay, so we made it to Eden, and we had a talk with Evans. So,
Right.
so Evans is on the side of wanting to help Nessa. He just needs proof, And to get that proof, we need to go find your dad, which is what we're about to be going and working on. As he was last seen after he punched someone in the face and got kicked out.
That sounds like him.
So we're gonna go hire a jabber. We're gonna go get someone with a jabber monkey and try to find a scrap of his clothes or something that has something it can track, and go track him.
Well, too bad you're on the wrong planet, or I'd lend you mine.
Yeah, that got suggested, but you're not on this planet.
Yeah, that puts a bit of a damper on trying to do any of that.
I think if needed, Evans would willingly fly you over here, though, if you wanted to and had time. I don't know what you're doing right now, though.
I have zero desire to have to swim through the area I'm walking on.
Yeah, the air here smells funny and is like soup.
I'll stick to this.
It's a different kind of funny than Pandora.
Yeah, I'll really stick to this. You have fun with that.
Anyway, so, if Bo was with his wife, would you be able to call your mom and see if she knows anything?
I can give it a shot, but half the time she don't answer. Honestly, more than
What?
half the time she just don't answer anyways.
Worth a shot, or send her a message. Either way might help us trying to find your dad.
Where are you guys at so I can direct her your way, I guess, if she picks up?
I'm doing a little inspection on a car we got, and afterwards we're going to Tumbleweed.
Alright, tumbleweed it is. If she picks up, I'll let her know.
That was right, Matt. My brain didn't fucking cross wires after you said that.
No, you got it right. You got it right.
Alright. My brain wanted to go Tumblewood, and I looked down, I wrote Tumbleweed, and just,
Yep. The thing that physically cannot exist here.
Yeah. So we should be there about half hour or so. And I'll keep you updated as we go along stuff.
I appreciate it.
Also, Evans might teach Melissa to drive after all this.
Someone has to.
You might have been the second best option.
I'm a terrible option.
Yeah, but you've been driving us like everywhere.
Yeah, I can drive. That does not mean I am a good teacher. It's a terrible option.
Understandable. Alright, well, call you later.
And then click.
Ready to drive.
Alright.
Alright, Dylan, give us the list.
We'll do.
There's no list. Okay,
I'm gonna-
Bertram,
I'm gonna mute and go to the bathroom real quick. I'll be
Eric,
listening.
Medina, and Max's characters on one.
Interesting pairing, but alright.
Me, Robert, and Thad in the other.
You know I will fight you because you are separated.
Because there's a left and right. Then you get to choose otherwise. All right.
I feel no need. I feel no. I don't feel compelled to pick up anything. So, carry on.
I've already forgotten who can drive and who can't drive and everything.
You said Barry, Crystal, and Tanya in one, and then the rest in the other?
Oh,
Yes.
sure.
Okay.
I literally just went off on the Discord call the people on the left and people on the right. And then it was Daddy in the middle. It's just like, I've got nothing.
I mean, that does at least mean there's one driver in each vehicle, actually, so.
But
Really?
Nessa in the vehicle
That works.
with...
Well, Tanya
The
said
new
she could
guy.
drive, and Marius said he could drive. I hope I'm saying that right.
Maurice.
Marius, I'm unsure.
I think it's like a bit of an app.
How do you say the first name again? I'm trying to make sure I get it right, but it's not a pronunciation I'm used to going through with.
Murius.
Murius?
E.
Murius. Okay, Murius.
Cute E. See.
All right, everybody can get in, get fired up. I would like somebody to roll at least one survival check for you guys navigating a new environment.
We're all gonna die.
Eventually.
Yeah.
I'll play lookout.
I think both Bertram and Tanya have good survival.
I'm still a little
Also,
tired of my survival.
Well, the
skills.
drivers are Murius and Tanya, so.
Oh, wait, sorry, Mirius.
They can make the survival checks in. All right, I got you.
It's
Hang on
gonna
a
be
second, my computer's like black screening. I switched over to my phone real fast.
It's gonna be
As
a
long
case of
as
like
it works.
everyone getting in the cars, of Tawny just looking at Barry. Where's that? I'm just like, it's just Barry and Crystal. I was like, wait. It's the moment of, so we're supposed to be the meat shields, and Crystal's the grab and yank Nessa somewhere to safety if need be. Shouldn't Nessa be in this one as well?
I rolled a 19 before modifier. I'm pretty sure I have
The other one. The other.
You're driving. I'm looking
That's
around.
pretty solid.
I got a 21. We leave.
That is also pretty solid. I think between the two of you, navigating a half-hour drive to Tumbleweed is not going to be difficult. If it was longer, you guys might run into more risk of things attacking you out of the swamp and woods. As you guys are driving along, like I said, it is a lot of lowland swamps up into highland forestry area that's a little bit more flatlands. Along the way, you guys will actually start to notice there are very large, probably for lack of better terms, Titanic class ships of massive several hundred feet long ships. You can notice the only part of them are sticking up out of the swamps as you guys are driving. You see off in the trees in a lot of places the jabber is bouncing around. And you guys try to go out of your way to avoid this, but running through the thicker patches of it on the lower areas, into a little bit of the caves that are going into these cliff faces, and the as you hit up to some of the higher area, the lush undergrowth area, are the more biological forms of what you're used to seeing from techs of Saurians racing in and about that you're avoiding. As you guys drive, you are constantly assaulted with heat, humidity, the smell of that slight bit of rot and decay that's in a lot of swamps as everything pools and just stagnates, wafting up. The vehicles are sliding to and fro, jostling everybody as it slides across mud. You guys wind up around different little patches and ramps and down back into the shallow waters where you hit it all, and you can just see it splitting as the vehicles run through. Thankfully, it's enclosed enough that the rain is just spattering across the windshields and the roof instead of actually dousing any of you. And as you guys finally start to pull back down into one larger section of this area that is mostly circular, lowland area with a large stretch, probably a good half-mile radius, shallow pondish area. You're in the middle of it on some stilts, and what it looks like to be the equivalent of some of them 50-gallon drums, or probably something a bit better than that underneath these. Standing and floating on the water, you guys are approaching what is referred to as Tumbleweed. As you guys drive up to it, like I said, is all this split. You can see where there's walkways. It's basically floating docks between all the buildings set up, just jostling slightly in this water as you guys pull up and send that little wave across. People out and about walking on it. A couple of them are out on the dock itself, where you guys are pulling up, just smoking and watching you that's odd. This isn't going to be quite as big as the town you just left, but it seems to be fairly active with a good number of buildings. Yeah, you are now here at Tumbleweed with a very high set of rules.
Let's go look for scraps of Bo's clothing, maybe a missing boot or something.
Do we have a picture
We
of
need to
Bo?
find the monkeys first.
You have a picture of young Bo.
We need to recruit the
true.
monkey first.
That's
No,
young.
we don't need the monkey first, because the monkey doesn't have anything to trap.
Grab it close.
Nessa's gonna go up to someone.
There are those two people just sitting there smoking on that bench.
She's gonna go up to them and take out the picture. Have you seen, and she's gonna point to Bo, this man, but he looks older?
I'm more concerned as to if they've seen you. Above table.
Oh shit, I'm sorry, that's just this man but older. Let's see.
This guy, but with like 30 more years.
Yeah, I'm gonna lean forward, just take a long drag on their cigarette. They blew it out the side of their mouth.
She died coughing anyways.
Is there? Maybe. But unfortunately, my memory's kind of fuzzy.
Oh, really?
Oh, very.
That's a sign of Alzheimer's. You should get that checked out.
Yeah.
Well,
never
Doc's
know
always
this
saying
time.
mind goes first, followed by the mind.
Maybe you need some water to clear your mind. Barry, you could go
Plenty
show him
water
the water.
around here.
Barry, you could go show him to the water.
Yeah. Maybe I should go show you to the water. So that'd be intimidation check then?
I mean, yeah.
Quite clear exactly what Barry means by says, show me
You
the
want it from
water.
You want it from Barry or from Tanya?
Barry's the one doing the action, so.
Where's my intimidation? +6. Oh dear, that's... Well, he's not going to be happy. 17 plus 6. 23.
They're gonna sigh. Fucking youngins that never wanted to pay for shit or do a good by anyone anymore. Yeah, he came through here.
Sorry, we're in a bit of a hurry.
And
Literally
I have
fast,
no
it just
money.
cost me a fucking 10 to go get a drink, but alright.
I don't even
Yeah, he
have
came
that.
through
I'm
here.
sorry.
I don't know what he was doing, where he was going, but he came through. Landed, docked up, headed in.
See what bar he went to?
I wasn't looking too close, didn't really care. He just saw him pull up,
Okay.
fasten up his vehicle, head on in town.
Thank you
Well,
very much.
But he was here.
Is the vehicle still here?
No, a couple folks came and got it.
Give him $10.
You see there, little lady, you know what to do, and you have a great day. And I'm gonna go have me a good day in the bar.
Enjoy your drink. Glad we didn't have to drown you.
Me and you both. He's gonna like tap the person on the shoulder next to him, and they're gonna get up and head off towards the bar. Fuck it, $10, let's go.
I was gonna ask Barry to waterboard him if they didn't cooperate.
I figured.
Yep, Barry was
The
planning on it.
intimidation was for it.
Above table. Do we know how long ago they were here?
Exact days are eluding me, but it would have been another it only would have been like a day or two ago.
Okay, so characters now.
Yeah.
Understood.
Because remember, you guys contacted him just before the vault stuff, I think.
Yeah, so it should only be it should only be a day or two, maybe 3 at the
Some
most.
stuff has occurred since then.
Anyways, looking around.
Alright, what you guys looking for?
Well, he punched someone. He punched Nessa's aunt in the face and got kicked out.
Correct.
Sounded like he was drinking. So that sounds
To be
like
fair, they did just say he headed into town. They didn't tell you where anything he went to was.
fair. I'm going to assume he was drinking. Which means the taverns are usually a good place to start, and they might be able to direct us more.
Small towns like this, that's the hub of everything.
Unless there's like a specifically very fancy place that looks like Nessa's family would have been at.
Oh, nothing
It cut you out.
about this place is fancy.
I don't know. Whatever place looks the most fancy or looks like it will have like a second story room that might be better, like what Evans took us to start.
Fair. Your best bet is you guys head head in. Sure enough, 2-story building, saloon doors on the front, wraparound porch with an awning, people out on that drinking and eating. As you mosey on into town. You guys keep like brushing up past people, getting close, bumping into people lightly. The walkways aren't the widest here, so it's a little tricky to get around, especially for the bigger guys here.
Is anyone eyeing Nessa?
Roll an insight check.
Ooh, insight.
Barry is still in the bodyguard position for Nessa.
I think that there'd be a guide. We just gotta determine
Well,
for why.
Inside is 3, so that's 16.
Alright, with a 16, at the moment, nobody's eyeing you in particular.
Not me,
But if
Nessa.
something pops up, I might. That's what I'm meaning, sorry. Nobody's eyeing Nessa in particular yet. If something pops up that the 16 would catch, I'll let you know.
All right. My passive's higher than the insight there.
That happens sometimes. What is your passive like insight at?
Oh, not insight, but the passive perception I meant.
-5.
Oh, yeah, so this was an insight since it's still reading people.
Yeah, passive would be 30. I say passive would be 13 because just 10 plus 3. Yeah, perception is 17.
Yeah, this one isn't much of a perception this time. Hey, as you
Also,
guys
Dylan-
mosey on in. What?
Dylan, you joke about the -4, but or -5, but I had Vinny once.
That is true. -4.
Yikes.
6 passive perception, what a stat. But that's not important right now, as you guys are heading on in, hit the door, you basically have that moment of the saloon doors open, you step in, and that floorboard creaks, and most of the people in there just kind of churn to look at what's happening as you have the very odd image that all of you together portray. Mosey on in. In one corner, there's a set of people, there's a pool table, people playing a bit of, well, a couple rounds of that, some card games going on, drinking, a good bit of eating. There's some people who have a board set up that it would be like, it's like, they're basically playing darts, but throwing some small knives at it. And everybody kind of just paused in the middle of all that to turn and look over and go, well, who the fuck is this?
Give him a small wave.
Nessa's also gonna wave.
Straight to the bar counter.
Okay. I would love for someone, as you guys are heading to the bar counter, to roll me a d20.
Matt, I love the squeaky floor bit for outsiders that don't know to skip the squeaky board.
Exactly.
16.
Because everyone knows what the squeaky board is to avoid the squeaky board.
Exactly. 16? Okay. You guys head up towards the bar. There's a person behind the bar. They are, just standard, kind of like out here in the ways, dealing with everything. Like you can see, they have like overall bibs on, shirt underneath, kind of like a tank top underneath. If you walk around the court as you get up there, it's easier to see over the bar. Then they have like waiters that go up to like mid thigh as part of the bottom of all this. Not the cleanest place, not the cleanest person running it, but definitely not as muddy or gunked up as half the people outside.
Kind of nudge Nessa.
Couple people at the bar sleeping. One person's leaning back with a hat over her face, boots propped up.
Nessa's gonna show the picture of Bo again and point at Bo. Have you seen this man? But he looks older. Because he is.
Punched someone in the face a few days ago.
Alright, let's roll another d10 to see how this person does for their memories. And if they actually know anything here.
If Barry needs to take them to the water.
Maybe?
I just pictured the opposite of a stealth of like Barry's dragging people into the ceiling stealth thing. Barry like waiting underneath a pier and just grabbing people by the legs and pulling them under.
It's a valid tactic. I want to clarify when they're saying this. This is less of a my memory's fuzzy, and this is a maybe. Like their memory is actually fuzzy.
All right.
This isn't a I'm badgering for your money. This is a it's a possibility.
He punched a lady in the face and then got kicked out.
Here? I'd remember
No,
that, I think.
Well, then
Elsewhere.
that doesn't sound like it was this place then.
No. He punched the lady somewhere else, and then came here. Remember?
Oh, I thought he punched them in the face. I thought he punched her and then got kicked out of here.
No. He was at their house, and then she was being a bitch, and then he punched her. That's why he got kicked out and why he came here.
Bartender pipes up. Seems fair to me.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. When she's
Well,
been a
if their
bitch, she got punched in the face, but he punched her in the face, so he got kicked out. Makes sense.
Sometimes it is. Sometimes people just need a good punch in the mouth.
Yeah.
Solve some problems. Anyways, do you know a good person around here that we can hire a jabbermonkey from? A
Jabber.
trained one? A trained jabbermonkey?
A guy comes in here every now and then. He might be of some help for you. He goes around tracking down a bunch of lost people items and the whole shebang.
That is exactly what we
I
need
don't know.
then.
I don't know when he'll be in.
Huh. What?
He went out a couple days ago on something. He may be back soon. He's not usually gone more than, 4 days, 3 days, something like that. Local sort.
Yep. Anywhere else where they might possibly
Now, anybody
know
gonna
this guy?
look at you guys? They just kind of like gesture at the alcohol shelf behind them.
Depends on whether or not we can. If there's anywhere else we have to check first. Otherwise, we might as well. But if not, well, anywhere else I might possibly know anywhere else in town that might possibly recognize this guy? Any other bars?
Sure,
Yeah.
always possible. Someone around's gonna recognize him for some reason or another. But we got the main spot for the town.
Ooh,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Mac, can I feed Princess? Is she allowed people food?
Yes, she's allowed.
I'll take a beer while we wait.
I'll get something for, and then points to the thresher.
Where everybody just suddenly realizes, oh shit, that is a thresher just in the middle of the room.
Nobody here knows what the fuck a thresher is offhand. They're just kind of watching it
Exact-
weird.
It's a gigantic snake thing. Just going
And they
around.
live on a planet with tyrannosauruses and monkeys with guns.
Ooh, so I don't know. Whatever I guess the house special is for Princess there.
Just one?
I don't know. We just ate.
I'll take a beer though.
House special, beer, 15, call it even.
Sounds good.
Anyone else want anything? We did just eat though.
And they get you a beer and a house special, which is a hefty and thick stew. And when I say thick, I mean they put the spoon in it and it stands up.
That's the good kind.
Give it to. I'll taste a little bit of it, but give it to Princess.
Nice, spicy, peppery, all that.
And how's the beer? Good, bad. Good enough.
It's beer.
All
right.
Don't expect quality, but it is beer.
Alright. So what you lot thinking?
Do you offer rooms? And if not, where would somebody go to rest overnight?
We can do rooms. There's a couple other places here if you really want to, but yeah, we can do rooms.
Could you
I
happen
don't
to
know if I
mention
got
those
enough for each
couple
of you to
other
have
places,
their own, though.
just in case we go looking for this missing person?
I'm fine
Yeah.
sleeping in the. I'm fine sleeping in the car if we need to.
Got some around the square here, the center place, a couple around the edges. Just walk around. A couple of them, most of them got a vacancy sign up, but they got open rooms.
Give him a nod.
Do what?
Give him a nod.
So wait for say let's want to go see if we can find any of the scrap clothing or anything. Well, since we gotta wait for the tracker.
I want to check about the places with the open rooms. Well, might not have open rooms. Places are renting rooms out and see if he's been staying there.
We can split up for the time being as well to go. Someone find that. Someone go check the area.
Well, checking the area is trying to figure out where they were before things happened. Whatever happened.
Part of what had happened let's say if anything had happened at before he left the house. Well, he probably wouldn't have left anything there. Yeah.
And even then, that stuff's not going to be easy to access.
Yeah, fair. Okay. Yep. Also, it's after midnight. Are we wrapping it up here or doing this this last little bit?
Got a little bit. I think we'll wrap up. We got a bit of a later start, but not terribly long left.
All right.
I will say, as you guys are heading out of the bar, your 16 will notice that lady there who had her boots propped up and hat pulled down is still tilting her head just enough to watch you guys go out the doors.
She might hear just that lady had a nice hat.
Alright. And you guys are heading out to try and hit up the other couple room spot places you can get for rooms?
Kind of sort of sounds like
like
you're
it.
doing a quick sweep to see if there's signs of activity anywhere. Do you see this man but older?
Going
Fair.
person to person.
Roll investigation.
Hopefully we don't find Kyoji. I don't even know if you knew who that is, Matt.
Offhand, possibly not. It sounds like another character I know, though, and if it's the similar type, oof.
Does Nessa want to make the investigation check?
Yeah, I can.
Thing die again.
Nah.
No, she's rolling.
She's very, very
That's a
quiet. All right.
24.
Well, damn, that's a nice number. So going through the signs, you basically cycle around the town some, walking along the ways, just trying to get like a general idea. You pass one vacancy sign, one of the signs that has a vacancy up. Stop in, nothing there. The second one, stop in, nothing there. The third one, you walk up, is a bit of a battered entrance. The sign is up vacancy, but it also looks like it's been shot recently and it's been rehung. The door is a bit busted and like kind of sitting up against the wall with it being wide open. And you hear what sounds like some hammering and nails inside.
You know, I think this might be the place.
Well, do the thing, I
See any
guess.
Let's go in.
See any clothing scraps or anything around?
Do I see anything?
You are outside the building, so no.
Let's go in and do the
Let's
thing,
go
I
inside the
guess.
building.
Any tracks of people
Or knock
walking
on the
in here
door.
recently?
I think there's too many people.
Knock
Clay's
on the door.
I say Bo's actually just floating like 10 feet away. He just passed out drunk and fell in the water.
The only question is, we gotta go and roll an even or odds check for D20. If it's even, he's floating face up. If it's odd, he's floating face down.
So you guys are
He
going
might not
inside.
have a snorkel. He might or might not have a snorkel.
Yes, let's
Yes, we go
go.
inside.
I've tried to go. I was trying to describe, but you kept going. So as you guys head inside, it's like a little bit of like a. Honestly, it's just a small room. It's nothing particularly unique with like a small bar that's been obviously installed afterwards that doesn't match the rest. It's got like an open end. It's not very long. It's more or less effectively just a desk. You can see where they have a couple of keys hanging up on the wall. Some of them are missing. Like there's all these little hooks have a number on them, and there a couple of them are missing. And you see as they're like trying to nail in and basically re-put a frame on one of their windows. That's like on the back wall there. That's pointing a bit out of town. Inside, you can see where it is like more recently. Some of the floor has been like damaged and splintered slightly. A couple of bullet holes are sticking up out of it all. That are again on the more recent side instead of just like the worn down over time ones. The gentleman there just in the back is currently just, you can see them leaning up like on a couple nails like in their mouth as they're trying to hammer in and get a frame mounted up into the wall again. And you see where they have the pane of glass that they're trying to put back up here. It's a little musty in here, but not too bad considering that they're, floating on the water. They do not seem to have noticed you immediately.
Cough, cough, cough.
They
Here's,
start to drop the glass.
And they're, and they're, hold on, and they set their stuff down, pull the nails out of their mouth. Yeah. They're gonna rent a room?
Yes, sir.
part of it.
Part of it, alright.
Well, not part of the room. That's part of what we're here for.
Well, I guess we can start there. How many rooms are you looking for?
Is that the group still?
Do what?
Is Max with us still?
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody said they
Oh.
split off.
Oh, yeah, and I thought you were. Aren't you gonna ask him
Thank
about
you.
the picture?
They're getting to it. They gotta work it in all
I haven't
natural
gotten
like.
there yet. Yeah, it has to be natural.
All the other times you just asked straight off the bat. I guess I'll
Yes,
shut up
but
then.
this one's in camera. Now shut it.
We're going for subtlety.
Shutting up.
How many rooms will we need for all of us? I don't know. I still might sleep in the car.
I don't know how close and comfy you are with each other.
Eh.
How many rooms you want is your business, not mine.
Barry will sleep in the other car. So he doesn't wander off at night.
I think I'll stay in the car to make sure it doesn't get stolen. Also, the seats were nice.
I mean, that is your business.
All right, well, up to them to see how many rooms they want to split.
Elephant in the
So,
room. Gotta ask. What happened with the window and the door?
I had a couple tenants and some local miscreants got a bit of a tussle the other night.
Anything serious?
Unfortunately, it spilled out of the room he rented down the ways and out through my window.
Some drunken brawl or something?
Man, I don't know how drunk everybody was, but they sure were causing a fucking ruckus. Came out my house ways down, watching them having a bit of a shootout, bit of a fight. Worked its way down the way in my building, through my door, and out my window, a couple of them.
Now, we are looking for somebody who we haven't managed to get into contact with. They look a bit like, and then kind of sort of describes what Bo looks like.
Yeah, an old gentleman written from me kind of fitting that.
They ever come back?
I don't know, they paid for about a week, and it hasn't been a week, so I haven't really checked in on them.
Alright, did you see what direction the fight went after this?
Not too much after they got out here, and I kind of went back inside and minded my business. I don't need to be shot over knowing my tenants being dicks.
Fair enough. To the others here. Somebody wants to, does anybody want to come with me, try to see if we can follow a trail of any kind, and then the others can stay here and see if they can find access to the room. Or whatever,
You were
if
this
want.
your buddies?
I'm talking quietly with my friend.
No, that was his general question. You were asking about somebody and if they were part of the bar fight. The part of the whole fight. This isn't about you about that.
I was also
What do you say
talking
then,
and I
Matt?
didn't hear you.
Oh, fair. He popped up and was saying, you worry that might be your buddy there? He type get into that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That ain't good for my business. Shouldn't be getting involved in any of them legal gangs. Don't want them shooting up my place more.
Well, we're trying to find him, and we'll take him out of your hands and away from you. Here.
Sounds like it's out of my hands as it is.
Other people might come looking for him, though.
Yeah, I don't like that. I want to ask around those fellows with the fucking saurian head on their jackets.
And what
Those
can we
ones
expect
messing up
there?
my place. Huh?
What level of gang violence can we expect there?
I don't know. Shooting, stabbing, road rash,
Alright.
How many of them
but
are there? Bunches?
a lot of
Just a
biting.
few?
How many? How tough?
Yeah.
How many were here the other night? Like, I don't know. I didn't keep track of who was on what side, but there was a good, like, 10, 15 people involved in that brawl.
Not that many
No, I
then.
feel like that. Huh. No, but I meant, like, are they a known gang around, or are they somewhere else?
I mean, kind of known, not too far off. There's a good number of them. They got a whole, like, I think it was like an old mine kind of thing. Maybe they had, like, a mine, got one of them old ships crashed into. They kind of overtook a lot of that.
They real serious, or is a bunch of puffed up nobodies?
Not to interrupt.
I haven't messed with them.
Not to interrupt, but since they're questioning inside, I'm going to kind of tap Marius and Crystal and say, I'm going to see if I can follow the path outside. Do you want to come with me?
You absolutely can. All right. So
Might
you guys there?
Might be the second gang we've dealt with on a derelict ship.
I mean, they do like taking over a lot of stuff that weren't theirs. Makes it easy for them.
They
They have
causing
no lives, don't want to put no work in.
Are they causing a problem here?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, it caused a problem for me here.
I meant, are they, actually, like, coming by, extortion money, gang violence, usual stuff?
I don't know, never asked me for no money.
Okay, so
I don't
they're
think
not
anybody
that
here
kind
particularly paying that kind of money out.
Okay, so they're not that kind of problem yet.
Just right, I don't know. They just stormed on in, caused a ruckus, broke some shit. I think a couple people got shot and moved on with their time.
Huh. Just let them roll whatever they're gonna roll for searching.
Yeah, we're out there trying to track, but it's basically two different scenes. It'll get to us whenever we're,
Yeah.
I don't know how much more we had to say to this guy.
He still has a
I
room.
just didn't want to cut you off.
Yeah, Eric wants us to search the room, but I don't know really how to get to that.
Would you mind if we looked through his room?
See if
Alright,
it's
sounds
locked.
like this dude's gone. I don't care.
That was easy.
Never underestimate
Go.
the power of indifference.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me get a spare keys for down the way. And 1, 2, 3, and yeah, it is 1. Alright, I'm home. And they shuffles on out the door. Shortly after you guys are heading outside, you do see them helpful like come out and like make their way down like a couple doors and clicks it up. Goes to like put it in, and it just kind of like swings. And he's like, "God damn it, that's another door frame." Well, it looks like you don't need my key. Have fun. He's gonna start making his way back to the other one, back to his little office. I'll give the other guys, as you guys are going in, a chance. To the other crew, what are you looking for?
I'm trying to follow this or path that might be left. See if I can find some actual site of violence, stuff like that.
Make
Tracking.
a survival check.
Is somebody able to help me to mitigate my I might die and explode at any point in time exhaustion I'm currently experiencing?
I mean, you brought me along, which also has the I might die because of exhaustion things, but I would like to help if I can.
There's an animal
Oh,
tracker guy.
I was gonna go.
Help action, good. Thank you, friend.
Help actions is nice.
They do be helpful.
26.
Okay. Yeah, you can follow a bit of a track. It looks like as you're taking a look around the outside, wherever it is, they came off like this is kind of close to the edge and down by one of the corners. Looks like however they got in, as you take a walk down, you can check at the end where it looks like, I guess the best way to put it is something like heavy smashed into one of these little dock things and slightly splintered in. A bunch of people jumping off and running. You can see along the edges here as you go down the buildings, there's some different like gunshot scuffs. A couple of them have like where it looks like the door was kicked at. in damage, but it didn't give in. Of course, as you're walking through and looking at this, you can see where they just go into one of the rooms that you do get a glimpse of. The door frame is just fucking busted.
Kieran.
What else would you guys find? Can't really find any tracks on the other side because, again, this is, floating on the water. It makes that part a little rough. I'd say you get a glimpse through one of the windows. As a couple of the windows in the backs of the rooms have been damaged and busted through.
Anywhere look particularly heavily trafficked, I guess?
Yeah, this guy has a number of them ran down the way. The closer it is, the ones on the closer side towards that initial impact on the dock, kind of seem to get hit the hardest. There's a lot of scrapes on the ground and on the wood. As he gets close to his office, though, they stop going in the rooms, and then there's a lot of scrapes and damaged wood heading towards the his little building there.
And then on the other side, where they probably went through the window.
Oh, on the other side where he went through the window, yeah, that's the edge. It looks like they probably came in off a vehicle through the window.
Okay, then.
Where he threw? Oh, there. No, the one down in his office that you guys had a quick glimpse of looked like whatever happened got broken outwards there.
If we can determine the direction, I want to try to go that way.
It looks like basically the fight started at the end of this walkway, started going down along the buildings, and for the best of instances, it mostly ended at the office you guys walked in on him on, with people being thrown out. There is a little bit of partial damage leading back out from there, it looks like. But it's kind of hard to tell if it's leading back out or just part of the same.
It's been a day, so anything would be long since cold by now.
It's been a day and there's been shitty weather. Oh, hi, cat.
But if we can't make out any additional, then I guess that's that.
But you do have the idea of, basically you get the general idea of whatever it is, they just slammed up on one of the vehicles, started some shit going down this, and got out.
Something ended here.
Yeah. Whatever it was, they did not go far into the town. It was mostly this.
Adiraku. Back to the room, crew.
Back to the room, crew. As you guys pop open that door, inside is not anything fancy. Like the other places here, it's a little musty. It's a bed, a side table. There's a bathroom in the back. It doesn't really have a full shower, but there's a bigger wash basin kind of sink. It's a little messy would be an understatement. There was definitely a fight that happened in this room. There's a whole bunch of shit that's fucked up. Part of the bed corner is broken and down, leaning in one way. You can see multiple gunshots happening. You can definitely look around and see a lot of scratches on the floor and on the wall, and a couple of the sheets shredded by something.
Huh.
And definitively, you are especially easy to note this one, Tanya, of a good little bit of blood splashed across and hitting your nose.
Got something we can track.
If it's him, and not whoever the hell it was, track him.
That's also very possible.
To be fair, if we find them, we might find him anyway.
Also possible. I guess we should ransack the room, though, to see if there's any clothing or items.
Or else anything else that he just might want back with him whenever we find him next.
It kind of fell under items.
You have a different vibe there. Purpose.
If Nessa's with us, can she do an investigation?
She absolutely can.
I say
What are you
Nessa
trying to?
because she has significantly higher than us.
Yeah, likely
Anything in
the only
particular
one.
you're looking for on this one?
Any items to be able to scent track?
Fair enough.
That's a 21.
21. Might not be as direct as what you would expect for a scent track, but you do find he always had that little pocket watch on a leather cord on him. You do find a busted pocket watch that's got the cord cut.
Oh no. Well, we better return this to him. He can have it fixed later.
Found
can track
another
it.
thing.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, it's when I say busted and you guys are looking at it, it's like something hit it and scraped across the surface before punching all the way through like the bottom half of it.
Like this thing got hit with a bullet or a blade or something.
This thing got hit hard by whatever hit it.
He might want, if it can't be fixed, he might want it back anyways.
Memento, yeah.
Now we gotta find the tracker guy. And he might not be back.
Anything else? Any other belongings he might want back?
Most of what's left in here is just kind of shredded, torn up. There's other bits of fabric and stuff tossed around, but none of it would look like it looks like it's either A, belongs to the room, or B, not something Bo was probably wearing.
Take some of that anyways. We might want to go find these people and say hello. They might lead to the same
And take
place.
some of the fabric, and then try and wait. Is there any? How is the blood's already dried, ain't it?
Kinda. It's
Okay,
congealing, but not dry in the sense of like
Good. I'm gonna
musty.
take some of the fabric. I'm gonna take some of the fabric scraps and get some blood on it.
All right,
Let's save it as a sample.
can
Turn
do.
like a bag. Might be able to track him with this.
Right about now, I imagine the group would be rejoining.
There.
Opening the door. It's looking like they had a scuffle and then they wound up hopping in a car. Disappeared.
Huh.
Do you guys find anything?
Blood, broken pocket, broken watch. Looks like he got hit hard by something. Probably gonna say looks like it either got shot or hit by something with a lot of force in it, but
Yeah, it looks like whatever happened here, the people doing it were in a hurry. Nothing's particularly cleanly done.
we also got some blood on some fabric
Mm-hmm.
for tracking.
It might be him. It might be whoever attacked him.
How long is there?
Either way.
Flirting, I
And
guess,
what's
maybe?
everybody's? Yeah, high enough passive here. Who has a passive out of 15 or above?
Yay!
I made the cut. Yay!
Perception?
I didn't.
Passive perception. Yeah, passive perception.
Did I do one? Everybody?
Everybody.
Not me.
I think it's Tanya, Crystal, Bertram, and that might be it.
No, mine's up there.
Okay, and
Yeah.
yep, and Marius. You all get to hear it as you're sitting here when you hear the sound of about 5 or 6 shots being dumped in rapid succession.
Pretty far away sounding because gunshots.
More like probably a couple things out, and more like probably in town shooting.
Oh,
It's
hey,
coming
gunshots.
from more center of the area, the center of the town.
Hey, gunshots. Oh, hey, that's probably from where we just were.
Probably. Let's go say hello.
What?
Okay, yeah, okay, that's fine.
Say what?
I was
What?
wondering why it was 21.
Anything above 15, I said.
Yeah,
Anything 15 or above, I should specify, I said. Alright, as you guys head back out and go down that way, you make your way back towards it. And before you hit the square, you probably get a good sight on what it is. As Tanya, you noticed her earlier, so it stood out for you. You see that lady earlier that I mentioned that was like boots propped up on the thing with the hat down?
Yeah.
She's currently got a bit of blood across like the side of her jacket. Like, sorry, not jacket. She's not actually wearing a jacket right now. The side of her vest and shirt, like splattering up on like the face and the hands. Currently has a cigarette lit, sauntering, like just kind of like hot, like taking a drag, giving a bit of like a saunter as she's dragging a body towards the edge of the docks. As you get up there and you see as he's dragging it, it's like going behind him. One of those jackets that was mentioned earlier with the Saurian head on them before dragging you up to the edge, pulling and then booting them off
Do we
into the
recognize?
water.
Do we reckon? Wait, I say, the person being dragged has the Saurian jacket on.
Yes,
Like the
the person
dead
being
body?
dragged has the jacket.
Okay.
The person doing the dragging has no jacket. They have like a bit of a higher waisted set of pants, vest, and like button up shirt under it that's kind of like rolled up a little bit right now just due to the amount of blood on their arms.
That was the more important question, though. The gang member was the one being dead and dragged.
And just taking another drag as like the hat keeps the rain from hitting their cigarette. Some like very like what is it, like middling darker brown hair spilling out a little bit from the hat and tosses them in the water. Takes another drag, lets it out, churns.
Wave.
Well, hey there, little niece. It's been a while.
Oh.
We'll hold off there for the night.
Does she have a bruise on her jaw?
Does she have a bruise on her jaw? No.
That was the ant who got
Does
punched.
Nessa have an immediate reaction?
Well, she called Nessa niece.
I know, that's why I'm
Oh.
asking if Nessa has an immediate reaction.
Try. Path asleep. Try.
That's fair. If Nessa has an immediate reaction, specifically Nessa, we'll put that in there.
Aunt Cass?
In the flesh.
That's the good one, right?
And we'll hold it there. Until next time.
I don't remember, is that the good one or the bad one? You've got a lot of family.
You'll have to find out.
Goodbye.
Everybody gets to wait and find out.
Yeah.
Nobody went with me, but we're still leaving. Goodbye.
Goodbye.